Hey, the fellow travelers, Mark
And Jocelyn.
with.
Walter's World.
There you go, and welcome back.
Walter's World.
Do. Copyright strike. Anyway, don't mind me hacking up my lungs. Nothing little whiskey can't help. So we want to wish you all a welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday, so we can talk about travel. There's a lot of things I want to cover today. The chaos of the airports that you've been seeing online, and what to expect going through the summer, the fall, and maybe probably into next year too. Also, we're going to talk about the new ETIS, the visas that Americans will have to get if they're going to go to Europe in the future. So I just want to let you know those are some of the topics we're going to be talking about tonight. Now, we're just getting started. There's a few people on, but since those are rather larger topics, if you're going to be watching this on the replay, we're going to be spending the first 4 to 5 minutes just talking, answering some questions. And then at about the 4 or 5 minute mark, we are going to start talking about the visas. And then probably about the 10, 15 minute mark, 10 or 15 minute mark, we're going to start talking about some of the travel chaos and what you need to be thinking about. So some things to talk about, but I want to say welcome to Shady Hill Homestead, Vampira, Travel Freak, Michael, my mom, Kathy, Mark, everybody here, Stephen Rapp. I've got some information for you as well. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. All kinds of things. Lori Sims in the house. Nice to see everybody here. Nancy
Mary
as well.
Ellen.
Mary Ellen, yes, there's Mary Ellen. Lee Bridges, fencing star extraordinaire. Let's see, Thomas Reiser, good to see you as well. Chris Frankie, Paul, we got all kinds of great people here. Anthony, good to see you as well. Oh, Anthony,
Mark Finley on there too.
Yeah, I said hi.
Oh, did you?
Silly. Stuart Ross, who's lost bajillions of pounds. My goodness, crazy man, but glad to hear it. The gals are on, so we got all kinds of great people on here today. So wonderful to see everybody. So there was a question. So Stephen wrote. And thank you very much, Stephen Rapp wrote, and thank you very much for the super chat. And we will have some beer and some whiskey on you, my friend. Thank you very much. But Stephen's question was, do you have any advice in favor of a day trip from Heidelberg to Bamberg, 2 hour, 20-minute car ride? Honestly, it's a bit far from Heidelberg. What I might do, you could go to maybe some of the vineyards up towards Frankfurt. And go on the Rhine River. You can do some cruises up there. That might be a better use of your time than the 2.5 hour drive. I mean, I love Bamberg. I put out an old video of Bamberg this morning. It's kind of a little something for this morning because I know we didn't have the live till tonight. But that's one thing I would say, Stephen.
However, is the train shorter?
No, because it's one of those ones you have to go and you have
switch.
to switch. Like you probably have to go to Würzburg. Yeah. Würzburg's nice. That might be a faster one to get to, like an hour away. But something to think about.
Or Bamberg's a good place to just go stay for a night. I mean, you could always do that. We often have done day trips where we kept the place that we were staying and just gone somewhere and spent the night and then went back to the other place and kept that. I also want to talk about this. I think that, well, look at that. Anthony Ryan, we have a new member.
Yes, so answer your question, Jocelyn. See, Jocelyn can't do a squirrel. On our thing, it pops up all these different colors. She's like, I can't. You don't even know what you're talking about, do you?
I do. Actually, Lee Bridges mentioned that the euro and the dollar are now 1-to-1. Wowzer.
Yeah, that has absolutely nothing to do with what you were talking about before with Bamberg.
No, it doesn't.
So anyway.
The squirrels are alive and well today, kids.
So it's too colorful. It's too colorful. So see, Anthony, you threw her off. Poor Steven just got screwed. So there's that. Donna Gutierrez, thank you so much for the super chat. That is really nice of you. And yes, I can imagine it might be a little warm in Phoenix these days. My goodness. If you have a question, make sure you send us one. We'd love to answer it for you. But thank you very much, Donna. That's super nice of you. Now we got 1 minute, so we're going to start talking about the ETIS thing. I'm going to pull it up so you can actually see the website you will go to and kind of fill out. Because I want to give you guys better of a heads up from there. So Jim and Harriet's in the house. Nice. All kinds of great people here. The sale with Steven. Nice. Just some guy. Quick question. Okay, this is one that I know some are going to ask. Quick question. I'm going to Europe next month. I have both my vaccines and my booster. Will I need anything else to travel? Am I okay? Should be fine. Pretty much all places as long as you're boosted or your second shot or last shot. If you had the one Johnson & Johnson is less than 270 days, then you're totally fine. You don't have to do anything else. Though, depending where you're going to go, you might have to test if you don't. Like that's just one thing you have to look at. But honestly, right now, a lot of places you're going to go, you don't have to do anything. So that's going to be helpful. But I promised you we would talk about this new thing. And this new thing, hold on, there it is. The ETIS, Electric Travel Permit. So for those of you that don't know what this is the visa system that's going into effect from May of 2023. Well, as of now, it's May 2023 for U.S. citizens going to the Schengen countries, European Union countries. You go into the UK, that you don't. This doesn't relate to you, okay, at least as of right now. Basically, what it is the U.S. has a visa system for Europeans coming to the U.S. They fill out some questions and pay some money, and it's good to go. It's not a lot. But if you're looking at here, if you're going on there, it's the etiasvisa.com. This is one of the sites. There's other ones. You can check it out. But European Travel Information Authorization System. And so basically, it's a visa waiver form. Now, yeah, travel authorizations. Yeah, not a visa. As they say, it's not a visa. It's travel authorization, but it works kind of the same way. And basically, what it does is it gives you 90 days out of 180, I think it is. Hold on. I had this all written down. Yeah. Visit Schengen for up to 90 days, consecutive days. Now you can do 90 out of 180 and you can leave and come back because it's for multiple entries, but it's valid for 3 years. So you only have to do it once and it'll be valid for 3 years. If your passport expires before that 3 years, you're going to have to get another one when you get a new passport. Okay. And it only costs €7. And basically I thought I had this stuff up here already. Yeah, from May 2023, all visitors. Yeah.
I have a question. So the 90 days, if we used 90 days, we'll certainly be in Europe more than 90 days in 3 years.
No, it's not 3 days. It's 90 days within 180 days.
Okay, so
basically you can be there half the year because it'd be 90 out of 180 and 90 plus out of 180, so 180 out of 360.
Okay.
You can play it that way.
Okay, got it.
So there's information, you pay the fee, but basically all you really need to fill out. Now, where is I had this all opened up to show you all. Here, let's see if it's on here. There you go. Application form. It's pretty simple. They talk about why they have it, the waiver form, and then what you really need. I mean, literally, this is all it is. Full name, date of birth, current address, passport information, and your parents' information. I mean, it's basically like they might have other questions for you, but it's pretty straightforward. And literally all you really need is your passport and you can pretty much do everything. One thing you do need to do is because it's hard for me to look at that and talk to you on the thing is you have to do this within 72 hours of going to Europe. That first time you have to have it because it can take up to 72 hours to process your application. Most people, it will be done in like 2 minutes. Like they say, it's going to be super quick. You'll get an email and they tell you, print out 2 copies of it so you have it. The thing is, you can have it on your phone. You can have that copy. You might have to show the people at passport control when you fly into Europe. Also, one of the things you have to note in the ETIS system is the first country you're going to go into the first time. So you don't just get it before you have a place to go. You need to have it where it's like, oh, I know I'm going to go to Italy. And I fill this out. I get it done. So the first country I'm going to go to is Italy. I mean, literally, it's like 6 things you put in. It is so simple. It is so easy. It should not stop anyone from going to Europe. But I just wanted to put that out there so you have an idea that is coming. But that's not until May of 2023. And the funny thing is I filmed a video on this the beginning of last month in Vicenza, Italy. And during that time, Vicenza, Italy, to when we got to Rome, they announced that they push it back till May of 2023. And I'm wondering if it might not get pushed back again eventually. So just have a heads up for that. But it is it's kind of like the real ID in the US that they keep pushing back, but eventually it's going to be something you got to do. It's because kind of the same thing here. Oh, Stephen Rapp, thank you. She does have she has much fancier drinking taste than I do.
To Quincy.
Mm-hmm. To Quincy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chats, everybody. It does make a difference. Like right now, so I've been trying to put together our videos from our current trip. And the computer we have right here, literally all my other computers are burned out. And this one is about this one.
It's on its last legs, kids.
So I'll give you a hint. This Saturday's video, it's not a short, though it's less than a minute long. So it's horizontal, not vertical. So it's on the main channel. That took about 35 minutes for it to render. Usually, it would only take about 15 minutes or 20 minutes for it, like 15 to 20-minute video to render. This one took, for a 1-minute video, took almost as long. So we are saving up for that, and we also need to do camera, so we're working on it. So there's that. Okay, so Chris Frankie, do you wait 72 hours prior or as soon as your trip is booked? You can do it as soon as your trip is booked. The thing is, they say it has to be done within 72 hours. So that's one of those things. If you're a business traveler and you're like, oh, I haven't gone to Europe and now I got to go tomorrow, a lot of them will get done quicker, but they're just saying make sure you're doing it within 72 hours of your departure, just in case it takes longer. And the thing is, if you are denied, there is a process to appeal. So they already said there will be an appeal process. It seems like it's pretty straightforward. Looking at how they have it, so they've talked about it. It's like it's a computerized system that puts you in the database. We've done the extra stuff for you, and that's it. If there's any issues, then a person actually checks it. So there is that. So thank you very much, Chris, for the super chat, buddy.
2 questions came up about this that I want to address.
Hey, Tommy D's in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
One.
Hey, Benny.
One was about citizenship. Tiger, not Woods. This one. Does your residency play a role, or is it just citizenship? I'm a U.S. citizen, but I live in Japan. Do they treat me as? I think that they would treat you as a citizen. Yeah,
it goes by
if you have a U.S. passport. Just wanted to clear that up. And then somebody else.
Vinny asked, will you have to do this for United Kingdom or Scotland? No. As of right now, no. You will not. This is a European Union, Schengen agreement kind of thing.
There was
there's one. No, there's one I want
to. Okay. John Chitty asked if we'd gotten the new Delta 747 credit card. And no, we haven't, but gosh, I've been tempted because they're giving a lot of miles with those puppies. So if you guys don't know, Delta's got these new credit cards, and it's actually made out of a piece of a 747. And they've had some really good deals on them lately. So if you're in the market for a new card and you fly Delta a lot, it's worth looking into.
And Tiger Not Woods, I'm glad you could check in, man. That's awesome. Thank you for being here. There's someone else that was brand new. They just found us, but now someone was scrolling by. I lost it. So
sorry. There was another good question.
I don't have a specific company I recommend. There's a lot of different travels. We actually usually buy it when we buy our tickets. If you travel a lot, you can actually get a yearly policy, and that can help you out. There's a company I'm researching them now. They've talked to us about working with us, but I want to use their stuff first on a trip before I recommend it or let them be one of our sponsors. So there is that. So hey, Vampira. Egypt is actually one of the places we're looking at going. It should be one of the places we're going next year. So
Mark has wanted to go to Egypt as long as I have known him. It has been a destination, and we were ready to book. And then the
silly
stuff happened, and we couldn't go, so we didn't get back. Yeah. So ETS. So the ETIS, someone was saying it's like the ESTA program. Yeah, it's the same thing for like Europeans having to come to the US. It's the kind of the same deal. So let's see. Will Canada need to do this also?
Probably, yes, pretty much. I think it's going to be more than just US. So Paul wants to know, women have a habit of thinking of guys a jerk, but then falling for him. What's up with that? Yeah, Jocelyn. She did.
I thought Mark was an ass, and then I married him 15
Language.
years later.
We're not on your channel, Miss Dirty Mouth.
What?
Whatever.
It's a donkey. I thought you were a donkey.
That's true.
You were a donkey.
With the ponytail. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I had long hair, but I wasn't bald then. Yes, Paul. Thank you very much for the super chat. And a very good question. We actually have a video about that from Peru that's out there. I think it's got 100,000 views now, too.
If a woman can't like you for who you are, she's not the one. That's what it is. Let him fall for the jerk.
Lee. So those know Lee's been one of our fans, one of our friends for years. Actually hung out in LA last year when I was there. So anyone who wants some Paro Hounds, 11 years old, they sold everything out except the Yeah, I got Mark II, your niece. I mean, let's see. I see like this computer right now. I'm getting frozen, like showing like the URL script codes and stuff in there, and not like what I'm supposed to see. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah. So Anthony Ryan, thank you very much for the super chat, and again for being a member. That's awesome. I've been watching your videos since 2013. Old school, nice. When I needed tips before going to Spain, you're also important and helpful to use. Recommend any travel airline credit cards besides the Sapphire. So one thing I tell people, do you want to talk about this first? I'll go into because I have my own.
We have differing opinions a little bit on this, and that's the thing is like literally every person's going to have a different opinion, different idea on it. I think because we're all different travelers.
And also one thing I think is important, whenever you read about travel credit cards online and they have a thing, sign up here, they do get a kickback. And some people may be a little bit more pushy for the ones to give the bigger kickback than others. So that's why it's really important. Don't just read one website, read 2 or 3 websites about which cards might be best for you. We'll eventually have one too, which I'm sure it'll let people buy stuff, but you go.
So personally, we fly Delta exclusively. I mean, and their code shares. Occasionally we'll have to jump on some other airline, but we're Delta people. So for us, the Delta Platinum card is the best one, although I've sort of been looking at the reserve and weighing my options as to which one's going to suit our needs best. And that's really, it's not a cut and dry answer. I can't say that one is going to be the best thing for everybody across the board. The Sapphire kind of like covers everything, right? Like, but if you fly one airline specifically, getting one of their cards is probably going to get you, status quicker. You're going to get upgrades quicker and more often. And the higher you are, the better chance you get of those upgrades and, maybe free flights or companion passes. So yeah.
So a few things. One, like we have a Delta airport literally 35 minutes from our house, so it's worthwhile. There is not a United place near us, so there's no reason for us to have a United card because I'm not going to use it. That's why when people are like, oh, I'm going to get a Lufthansa card, I'm like, you don't live in Germany, so don't do it. You want to make sure you get one that's near where you live that you're actually going to use. So if you live if you live in Dallas, you should have whatever card goes with American Airlines, like their MasterCard. Do that. If you live by Chicago, get the Visa United card by Chase because that's going to give you there. But one thing I'll say is, unless you travel a lot, sometimes those aren't really worth it. It might be better to get like the Sam's Club credit card that gets you like 5% cash back a year, and that money you get back actually will help you pay for more travel than any points you're going to use because you got to use the points. That's one of the things. So be careful with that. Now, I want to say a couple of thank yous, and we want to go to our next topic about the travel chaos going on right now. Gravel, thank you so much. Nothing to say, just want to give you guys some money. Thank you. You're the best. Cheers to you, my friend.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh, tink. I'm going to have to make another drink soon.
Yeah, I'm already on.
I saw another super chat in there. Oh, there's a couple.
Oh, Donnie, thank you so much. I'm glad we could give out the good information and try to help people out. Because that's one thing we've always tried to do is just give as much information out to help people to travel better. Because I know we probably could have become more famous and gotten TV, but we want to help people travel because you know what? I still remember being upset for my friends when I got kind of screwed over by a guidebook, and I'm like, this person totally got paid off for this. I'm like, I don't want that. I want to make sure everybody can travel the best possible, enjoy their trips.
That's the point, right?
Glenn Camp, thank you very much for the super chat or the sticker that was there. I appreciate it. I don't know which one's better, because I've never flown either of them because I haven't been out there. So, but I'm sure we will eventually get out there. It will happen.
It's all on the list.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So I just want to get a couple of these super chats, and then I want to talk about the travel chaos look out for us. So Nazi says, our credit gives us $100 towards global entry or TSA pre-check, and your ex and which one to get. We have a 2-year-old as well. So your TSA pre-check or your global entry will let you bring your 2-year-old through. So either one. Are
you flying more internationally or are you flying more domestically? And where is your bigger stress? You have a kid. So TSA pre-check is really great when you're heading out. And if you're like super stressed at the beginning of a trip and really relaxed at the end, then don't worry about global entry. If it's the opposite for you and you're traveling lots of international, maybe global entry is the better thing to do. But you can get both. You're just, your card's only going to pay for one of them.
Yeah, and honestly, both of them pay for themselves just to eliminate some of the headaches, especially these days. And I think this is really good. I'm gonna go from here. I know there's some other super chats on here. I want to say thank you to everybody, and I will get through those. But I think this is where I need to go into our topic about the travel chaos that's going on and all the airport mess you've seen and all the headaches and the fights and all this stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna tell this right now. Expect these things. Expect the chaos, expect the delays, the cancellations. In some way or other, it may last until next summer. Now, obviously, it's starting to get a little bit better now because they've canceled so many flights. People, vacation season will be done by the end of August, so you have less people flying in September. It'll get easier, but revenge travel will come back at the holidays because people have not been able to go see grandma for Christmas for 3 years. My mom has not been able to get to those German Christmas markets in 2019, and she's going to go. She's going to go. It doesn't matter. She's going to go. But the thing is, like you're gonna have this kind of stuff, and people are gonna go back, and so it's gonna come back, and there might be issues again because hiring the staff, the security staff, the training staff, the luggage staff, the gate agents, the pilots, the training the pilot, all that takes a lot of time. So this isn't a problem. This isn't like a store where we can hire 3 cashiers and be okay. This takes more time, especially some of these bigger airports like Amsterdam. Expect those long lines. They won't be as long as they were this month, but expect them for a while. Dublin's getting better, but also you have to look at when you're flying. If you can fly during the week and not on the weekends when people are doing the super mega stuff, yeah, Liam came down from that. That's going to be one of those things. Also, luggage issues. Like we have friends that flew through Pearson, that's the Toronto airport. YYZ, love Rush. Anyway, and their luggage, like, they're gone. If you look online, you'll hear stories of people that bought plane tickets to go look for their luggage at the Dublin airport. I mean, go carry on as much as you can. Look, you may think, I want to wear all those clothes now. Just wash in the sink because you're not going to have your clothes. The suitcase might not get there.
Or pack next to nothing and buy it all while you're there like I do.
Yes, and then you can lose the luggage on the way back and it'll eventually get to you, so it fits in 6 months.
Take a carry-on.
Yeah.
I had to buy another carry-on. Oops.
Yeah.
I did. I had to buy another carry-on.
Yeah.
But I haven't been shopping in 3 years.
I want to give, yes, we need to stipulate. Okay. Jocelyn does not shop. Like, Jocelyn spends no money. Like, she spends absolutely no, like, you'd be like, how do you travel so much? Well, my wife spends no money. And if you've noticed, my clothes are the same for the last, like, I'm like Rick Steves. That's why he wears the khaki pants and shirt all the time, because he can use videos from 10 years ago with a video he filmed yesterday, and he's wearing the same clothes. I have a video that we filmed in bar that'll come out. I got to make that. My blue and white check shirt finally ripped. And so we have like a memorial video for it because I'm like, oh, no, it was like 7 years of videos on that shirt. But Jocelyn spends no money on her clothing except when we go travel this time. And we were there in Italy and there were all these sales. So she got, for the price of probably 2 dresses at the local mall here, she got like 6 dresses, 7 dresses.
I don't know, but I got some really good.
And she looks fantastic in it. So, hey, there you go. But anyway, some other things I think is important for this. You're going to have to be more patient. You're going to have to give yourself more time, getting to the airport earlier. Because sometimes you're like, wait, I don't have a line. Yeah, but you might be one of those days where it's a 4-hour line instead of like a 4-minute line. So give yourself the time. Make sure you're looking up. Yes, Jocelyn?
Well, also on time, it's not just about time getting to the airport and being there 4 hours early or whatever. It's also not scheduling something as immediately when you get there. So like you don't want to have a tour happen, like you get in at 8:00 and you're supposed to be on a tour at 5:00 that night. If you can like even give yourself a day after, so that like if something happens, like for instance, when Liam and I flew over to meet Mark, we were supposed to fly Atlanta.
For those that don't know, my name's Mark.
We were supposed to fly Atlanta with a layover at Charles de Gaulle and then into Milan.
No, into Venice.
No, Mark, I was always going to MXP.
You weren't.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Because you stay, whatever. Maybe I was supposed to go to Venice. Doesn't matter. I was supposed to stop in Charles de Gaulle. Anyway, my flight out of Atlanta had mechanical stuff, and we were delayed 2 hours. Mechanical's completely different. It has nothing to do with, what's going on right now, but it was a delay.
But it could be the
And-
excuse they use for that delay.
Well, I don't know. They were doing stuff on there. So, and it freaked me out and I was kind of having a little anxiety. So I went up to the gate agent and very kindly I was like, hey, I'm kind of freaking out. We're like 2 hours late. I don't think I can get on this plane tonight and
Well, also, you
get
couldn't have made
to
your
where I'm
connection.
going to go in time. So can you just get me to Milan like tomorrow? And she was like, hang on, and did her magic. And what do you know? I got a direct flight from Atlanta to Milan the next day. And there was no change fee. I didn't have to pay anything extra. We got 2 seats. She goes, I want you to come early tomorrow. Like, normally I should be there at like 3:30. She goes, can you just be here at 2:30 because I can get you in, but I can't assign you seats. So if you get here earlier, they can assign you seats as soon as you get here. Just get checked through. No problems. So if you can give yourself that leeway, and I know I lost a whole day of my travel, right?
But you got there.
Yeah, I got there. I got to experience everything anyway. And, I being fluid about it can help.
Yeah. Also, give yourself more time for your connections because tight connections you're not making anymore. Airports now, it's not we close the gate at 3:30 when it says we're closing the gate at 3:10 for that 3:30 flight or 3 o'clock at the 3 o'clock flight. So you do need to be that. So I want to say, and we'll get back on this topic, but we have so many super chats. I want to make sure I say hi to everybody and thank you. B says, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know why it's not showing up. If you have a question, put it down below again. So we'll get that. Francis, I'm glad you're here. Francis has been one of our faithful for many, many years. Thank you, KMP. Good to see you again. Thank you for the super sticker. So this system I use doesn't show the super sticker, but I appreciate you having it there, my friend.
Francis, yes, we talked about the ETIAS, whatever the heck it is.
That'll be at the 5 or 6 minute mark on the replay.
Yeah.
And I have a video, and I had to film it, and then I did it in Vicenza. I did another part in Bari where I said, whenever I say January, no, it's May.
Erica, when they make you check your carry-on last minute, typically what you're doing actually is gate checking. If you're gate checking, don't worry about it because those get pulled off the plane right away and you stand out in the jetway and they'll bring them up to you and you just grab your bag and go on. So gate checking is not a problem. So don't worry about that. To avoid gate checking, make sure that you're, especially if you're going international, make sure your suitcase fits international regulations, which are slightly smaller than American domestic. Like even if you've booked with Delta, if you're flying an Air France thing, you might have to have a smaller carry-on.
And if you're a code share with Turkish Airlines is very strict about theirs.
Very, very strict.
So you want to be careful with that. Tiger Not Woods, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Good to have you. And thank you for the questions from before. Let's see. Arthur! From Iceland, one of the most beautiful places in the world. I need to go back because I made some mistakes in my video when we were walking around, but otherwise I think it's 7 years old, but still helpful. I wrote to tell you that I love you. Oh, I hope you can meet you soon for a drink in Reykjavik. I was wondering, does it happen that you get tired of traveling after a long trip? So Arthur, we will be back in Reykjavik and we'll get a drink together, my friend. So there's how you get tired before you want to do that one?
I get tired before when I'm traveling with my husband and children.
Yeah, that's why she's going to England, Ireland without us because you're like, I'm gonna go and I'll be fine. Hey, you didn't miss us when you went to Greece by yourself for 10 days.
I went with my best friend.
I know.
I love you, and you're
I
my
know.
other best friend.
I'm so glad that you got so. Hey, you want me? I'm glad you got to go.
So do we? Yes, because you know what? Sometimes it's just hard when it's all of us, but when it's just, I don't know. I can go for 2. We've gone for 2 months at a time and done okay.
I think though we're different because I know by the end of our because we'll usually do like this summer was short. We were only gone a month. Back the day, yeah. Usually we're gone 2 months. We're gone 2 months consecutively, and I'm usually gone earlier for another trip to film. So I'm usually gone 10 out of 13 weeks or 13 out of 16 weeks in the summer, and a couple of those times, I won't get tired of traveling. I'll just get tired because I'll get tired of like IKEA beds or futon beds. I'm like, I just want a good night's sleep. That's why, like now, it's kind of like usually we stay because we don't stay in high-end hotels. We stay in like
We are middle of the road.
We're middle of the road or middle low because I'm like, look, we're just staying here to have a place to sleep.
It's a place to sleep and shower and keep your crap.
But if it's one of those longer ones, I will actually. I think now I'll actually get a hotel that has a good bed so I can actually relax and like lay down because get old, stuff hurts. So there's that. But thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. Hey, Big Al, good to see you. Visit Vermont. Hey, actually, we will be filming in Vermont next week. So I've got the Don'ts of Vermont almost ready and the Eats of Vermont, which is sadly we can't do the syrup or the maple syrup ice. What was it? We had it when we were there years ago. I had it when I was there years ago, but there's some good. It's like they pull their maple syrup in the snow, and then it like freezes.
Oh yeah, the chewy stuff.
Yeah,
Brigadier, we're not playing ball right now, buddy. It's not ball time.
Wow, this is actually pretty. Tommy, it's so bad. I read Ice and Air is now sending their own baggage hands on Flex Sheeple. Yeah. So let's see. There's some other on here. Apologies because this not everything comes through. It's funny because I've gone through this and I've seen that the super chats that pop up on a separate thing up here, but doesn't show up on this stuff. So I'm like going back and forth, and now it just jumped. Great.
Sugar on snow.
Sugar on snow. There you go. Thank you, Adam Ferguson. Connecticut too? No Connecticut this year, sadly.
Yeah.
Chris, the new ATS requirements, it's just one of those things. It's not. The thing is, it's not that expensive, so it's not really even a money grab. It's something I feel that could have just been done in a plane ticket, and people would have paid even more money. So
hang on, but he says from September. You don't have to. It's not until May.
It's not. Now they just changed it to May to 2023. Yeah. So.
I'm not playing ball, dude.
Daniel Jose, thank you very much for the super sticker. I know it doesn't show up here, but I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Matt, wow, $20. Thank you. Have you ever been to Cuba? No, we were actually planning on going there, and then the requirements changed, and we couldn't take our kids. So then we wanted to go there with our kids. So that kind of got pushed back.
Didn't do it.
So we didn't do it. And then how everything went the last couple of years, we have moved back to other things. So we will get there eventually, though. Shelby, thank you very much for the super chat. Hi there, huge fan. My fiance and I are getting eloped in August. No. Don't tell anyone. Hush. Isle of Skye. Oh my God, Isle of Skye is gorgeous. Awesome. Coming from the U.S., we have a layover in Amsterdam to Inverness. We have to go through security and okay. So what will happen is you'll get off your plane and you will follow the signs for connecting flights. And you follow the sign, and then it'll tell you like, oh, you're going to the UK, so you need to go to this part. Now, the thing is, since you're coming into Amsterdam and you're not leaving the airport, you're staying in that international section, you might not have to do passport control in Amsterdam. You might actually, because you're not going into Schengen, you're going to the UK, you might stay on the same side of the passport control, so you might not even have to do that. And so you'll actually do the passport stamp you'll get when you get to the UK, when you get to Inverness, which is a beautiful town. Go to the Black Isle. Go to the north side, see the dolphins and stuff.
Also, if you want to go on to the mainland, Plockton is like this teeny tiny little village and it's the cutest thing you've ever seen.
That's where we stay. Also, they have a truck that brings in the ATM 3 days a week because they don't have.
Also, the library comes that way.
Yep, it was kind of funny. Adam, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on traveling to the UK in March, particularly thinking of the weather on the Scottish Isles and Liverpool that time of the year. How may it affect flight cancellations and scenery? I wouldn't worry about flight cancellations because they're used to the weather, but also Europe in general doesn't have like the lightning storms because it's the lightning, then the lightning storms that make it that. So that's why you can't fly. If there's lightning strikes, that you can't land, you can't take off. You don't have that as much in Europe. I remember living in different places in Europe, and when it would lightning, people would freak out. I'm like, what's wrong? It was like a lightning, but like, oh my God, we're all gonna die. Like it was lightning. Like we have like stores with like lights in the skies. Yeah. So something to think about. You'll be fine. One thing I will say, March isn't too bad because things are getting lighter, and you're so farther north at the lighter times. You might have more daylight than you have if you're coming from the U.S. So something there. So yeah. Let's see. I'll let you talk about that one. Do you know?
Our airport delays also in the U.S. are mostly just in Europe. Certainly more in Europe than in the U.S., but we're still having some.
Like, don't fly to New York if you can. If this is actually a really important thing for the next year. Pay the extra money to eliminate as many connections as you can, because one misconnection can ruin everything, can get you stuck someplace, and you don't want that. So, hey, Brian, good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Jocelyn, favorite non-travel related books?
Oh, good heavens. So since COVID started, okay, favorite non-travel related books. All right. Let me look over there. So Delirium of the Brave is one of my favorites. Anything by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. He's one
Didn't
of
he
my,
pass away?
he died.
Yeah, he died. You were in tears.
I think I really did cry over his death. That, I mean,
you did, because you're like, there's only one book left.
I had been waiting to read his second to last book because I didn't want to have to, like, I don't know, whatever. It's just me and my planning with books. And I looked something up and he had died like weeks before, and I was upset. Matthew Pearl, anything by Matthew Pearl. I love all of his books. Since COVID started, I couldn't handle anything that was sad or deep. And so I started reading a lot of romance novels, and because they all have a happy ending, pun intended. Right? So, but I mean, you know that everybody's going to be happy and in love at the end. So I started reading a lot of those. Rachel Van Dyken, I really like her. She's funny too. Anyway, anything Jane Austen, that's, you know, I'm huge on Jane Austen. I also really love kids' books.
By the way, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, we have a library. So there's my travel books there. We have my language books down here. On the wall over there, you've got a whole section of kids' books. So it's set up for a library. And of course, our kids love video games. Like, what? Like we read to them all the time. Like we would go through series with them. Like we read the whole How to Train Your Dragon, 13 books. It took us a year and a half to read all 13 books. I read them all.
Mark read them to us. I love when Mark reads to us. We every now and then we just pull out a kid's book, and all of us will sit there. And Caleb's older, and so he kind of like is in his room doing his thing, but I'm pretty sure he can still hear it.
Well, what I'll do, like when it's a book I know it's just for Liam, I'll read it in his room. But like if I know Caleb might like it, I'll read it in the door of Liam's room, so it goes to Caleb's room as well. So we have that. Yeah. But yeah, Giles points out, be aware the UK is having there's strikes in the UK. There's planned National Disruption Day to disputes the next few weeks. Yeah, you got to. And this is one thing. With inflation right now, I mean, it was 9% year over year in the U.S., and it's worse in other countries. In some places, you're going to have more industrial actions and strikes and stuff. So be prepared for that. That's one thing is wherever we travel to, I'm always reading the news literally a month or two beforehand to kind of keep up with what's going on, what I need to be aware of. I know one time, you know, I was supposed to go to Prague with my aunt and uncle and my parents. And then there's like and this is kind of like before the WTO meetings started getting kind of like protests all the time and stuff. And so I started seeing that the chatter on the web was like, oh, they're going to be protests. They might get violent or whatever. I'm like, all right, we did a, like on the fly audible. We're going to go to Dresden, and we're going to go to Bamberg, and we're going to go here instead of Prague. So be ready. And that's why I know some people like to prepare for lots of different kind of trips. Have that. And that's another thing I think is important to think about is like this past trip we went to Italy. Usually we do like, oh, we're here for a couple of days, here for like we have go. This year we ended up staying 10 days in Vicenza. Like we stayed in we had our own place in Vicenza for 10 days. And then we had 5 nights in Sorrento. And then we had 5 nights in Bari. And then we had 5 nights in Rome. But one night in Pugliamare. And that gave us time to there. And so we kind of stayed there because it's like, I don't want to deal in case there are any issues. That's another thing is we ended up just staying in Italy on the family trip. Like I went to Finland and Lithuania and the Netherlands and Denmark. I filmed there. But that was because it worked. But when it was just a family, look, I don't want to take a chance of us getting stuck someplace. So we ended up staying in one location, just doing the trains kind of stuff. So there's that. Somebody was asking about Brazil, my connection to Brazil. So I have here it is, John. I have to ask out of curiosity, why do you have so many videos about Brazil? My girlfriend is from Sao Paulo. Tricolore! Sorry, was that out loud? Could you get my Sao Paulo hat from the back, from the thing, please? You're the best. Love you. Was curious because you've got quite a few places Americans don't visit there. Yeah, I love Brazil. I actually lived there for about half a year. There's a Brazilian exchange student, my brother Luciano, who lived at our house in the U.S. And then I went actually later in life and lived with his family. We've been tight for years. My host mom passed away last year during COVID, so I need to go back and see her.
I think that's fitted for Caleb's head.
Yeah, it's a little snug, but this is from Marumbi, from the stadium. I've been to some games there. They used to live right by the stadium. So I actually heard the Rolling Stones and U2 and all these great bands. I didn't see them. I heard the Stones in Sao Paulo, and I heard the Stones in Portugal. I sat outside the stadium because none of my friends had the money to go see them because I was a student at the time. So we listened outside. Anyway, moving on. Dave, I've never been to New Zealand, so I cannot tell you. Oh, Shelby's going to be staying in Pluckton a bit. Awesome. Germany might go later this year, but it might be a bit. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. It just jumped on me. I'm sorry. Where'd we go? Dudley Do. Oh, my God. Dudley. It's been a while, my friend. I'll take my hat off for Dudley Do Right, because Dudley, I think Dudley was there like in 2009 when we started. Like one of the first 30 subscribers or something. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. That's why I like doing these lives again. Like we get a chance to see some of our old friends. Like Tommy's been here forever. It's great. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Stuart Ross, of course. The gals. There's some of our good friends. You'll see them in our Christmas video this year.
See you later, taters.
Later, girls. Later, gals. I have not done the whale shark tour in Cancun.
Oh no, but we did get to pet nurse sharks in.
There's Belize.
Oh, Belize.
There's that, and then Turks and Caicos.
Jocelyn,
will we be seeing more of you in your own channel? Thank you very much, super chat.
Thanks, Harriet, Jim, and Yuki.
Why are you looking at me? This is not. So I can tell them why we changed the name of the channel.
Go ahead. I don't like it to be about me.
Exactly. Jocelyn does not like to be about Jocelyn. I will give this a job. So we did a lot. If you go to our Walter's World Shorts channel, where we have 60-second or less.
I'm a big fan of shorts.
She's doing a lot more of the shorts, like the quick videos. I do not have that on here on the main Walter's World channel because I know for me, there's certain channels I watch. Like I watch TV. I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. And so I'm used to they're a 5-minute video channel. They're a 20-minute video channel. And they have a 30-second video. I'm like, what is this? And we did polls on here. We talked to fans and they're like, look, we don't want the shorts on here. Occasionally, yes, but not all the time. So we started Walter's World Shorts. Literally, it's Walter's World Shorts at youtube.com/Walter's World Shorts, where we put little videos. Like Jocelyn had one on tampons. I mean, little things you don't really talk about.
They need to know about
They need to know about that. Or we did one about, if you're in the U.S., going to a drive-in. Just
also
little
architecture,
stuff.
because I'm kind of an architecture nerd, and I have a degree and all that good stuff.
And the thing is, Jocelyn likes the short ones. I like to do the long research and all that kind of stuff. And so you'll see her more probably on the Walter's World Shorts channel.
I'll still do food stuff.
Yeah.
Occasionally. But the thing is, y'all, you know how I get with the squirrels and I can't really concentrate. I'm doing
still waiting for Steven's comment on Bomberg from an hour ago.
I don't remember. Squirrel. I probably didn't. Oh, there was somebody that was going to Italy on their honeymoon.
Oh,
see, squirrel.
That's not even on here. That's not even on here
because it jumped. So, somebody's going to Italy on their honeymoon. They're going to Venice. Tips for first timers. So lots of tips, but they're all in a video. We have Europe for the first time. Italy obviously falls into the Europe category, but know that there is a weird line culture in Italy. There is none. People just kind of
but they kind of know who's where. So if you get back at where you're supposed to be, no one's going to say anything.
Yeah, that's when it always kind of throws people off, right? Ooh, stay in Cordoba or Malaga.
Thoughts of the fallen euro? It's about parity right now. I wish I was in Europe now. We would have saved 10% on our trip.
Yes,
so
that would have been nice. And all my dresses would have been even less.
I know. Could have got more. So here's one. Hi, Mark and Jocelyn. We'll be traveling to Spain for the first time in September. It's a wonderful place. People are super nice. Even if you don't speak Spanish, they'll still communicate with you. It's like Italy. They're great. Would you recommend staying in Cordoba or Malaga for day tripping around Andalusia?
Cordoba.
I like Cordoba, but the thing is you're not going to see Andalusia from Cordoba because Cordoba's on the other side. Because from Sevilla you can do Cordoba, you can get to Ronda, you can get down to Malaga. Malaga, you're getting Costa del Sol, and that's basically that's like
too far
Britain.
down.
That's like Britain in Spain.
Yeah, Malaga wouldn't be my choice. What about Cadiz? No, that's down there too.
Yeah, Cadiz is yeah. You can go from Malaga. You can go from Malaga. Cordoba. Yeah, either
there
one.
Are a lot of trains out of Cordoba.
Yes, yeah, because they all go through from Madrid to
so that takes you kind of all over.
But I think if you want to do the Andalusia and see the Costa del Sol, probably Malaga's the better one. But if you want a more Spanish experience, I would do Cordoba. Okay, Mark, you've lived all over the world. I want to move from the UK to Finland by myself, but I have no idea where to begin with moving countries. What to do? So. One of the things, I actually lived in Finland for a time, and I dated a girl from the UK for a time, so I'm relatively familiar with both. Anyway.
Whatever. I got you in the end.
There you go. I think if you're looking to move abroad, one thing I want to tell people, and actually we have some videos like 10 things to consider before you go abroad and before you work abroad. You have to realize is going to live in a country is very different than going on vacation to a country because we all hate paying taxes. We all hate, getting cable and the internet. Like that stuff happens everywhere. One thing I would say is be careful because your first winter there, it can be very depressing with the darkness. And you'll see with the suicide numbers that are there, you're like, it actually, I mean, for these countries getting voted like the happiest place in the world, there's a lot of suicide.
But they also have a lot of time off.
Yeah, they have a lot of time off. Use the opportunities they have there. I mean, I went back to Finland this year just to go and relax because that's my place. I like to go just chill. But I would say is when you're looking to where you're going to go, Helsinki is the most expensive, but outside of Helsinki, the prices drop significantly. And if you're from the UK, you're not going to notice. You might actually be saving money in Finland if you're outside of Helsinki. So some things there. Miles, yes, Vietnam and Thailand. That was some of the Brazilian family that I lived with. Their son got married in 2018, and we were literally buying the tickets to go to Southeast Asia on Monday. They called us Sunday night saying, we're getting married this summer. You have to be here. And so, therefore, that went away. But it is in the marks for it to go.
It's on the list.
And the photo for the thumbnail, that is from Lake Bled in Slovenia. And Slovenia, if you get a chance to go to Slovenia, you should go. It's great.
Is really a gem.
Nazia, I apologize for only getting your super chat now. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. How many days for Puerto Rico for at least one beach day and see major tourist attractions? Okay, so if you're looking at major tour, like I would say 2 days in Old San Juan, just to take it and eat the food and getting adjusted for there. 1 day to do a day trip to go to one of the bioluminescent bays in the evening, okay? And then give yourself a beach day. So you're looking for at least 4 days. If you're flying in from the U.S., there's plenty of flights that are going to get you in time to kind of do an evening, first day in Old San Juan, and then a full day in San Juan, then a day at actually you do the beach and the thing there. So some people do a long weekend. We were there, like 6 days?
Yeah, but days? I'm going to tell you, I felt really rushed. I'd been to Puerto Rico before. And the town that I was like, we have to go to this place, it's so great, was completely like changed. It was tons and tons of tourists, and that was, in a matter of 9 years. But there is so much to see on that one island. There are other islands, right? Like there's so much in that area, but I don't know. I feel like you could spend 2 weeks and not even get everything. So Mark said 4 days is like bare bones.
And I would just,
and that's really,
I would just stay in Old San Juan and then go get an Uber or whatever, go get a taxi and go out to one of the beaches nearby there. And there's actually one of the bioluminescent bays. You can do a tour and then go to El Yunque Beach or El Yunque National Forest and hike there, but don't go off the pass. It can be quite dangerous. Okay.
Tin Horn, what up from the borough? That's so exciting. I used to live in Savannah, so that that was awesome. Thanks.
So Lee says, Mark and Jay, what language have you really regretted not learning after you arrived someplace? Chinese.
I was gonna say
I had a 3-week intense Chinese course before I went and taught in China. It helped like very, very little, but I'm glad I did it, but I wish I could have spoke more.
Lee, I swear to you, I learned the symbol for north. Because if I knew where north was, I could figure out where all the other exits on the lower. Oh my!
Keep talking. You keep talking.
On the subway, like they have it's very, very organized. It's a great subway system, but all I knew is if I can find north, I can find whatever exit I needed. And I learned how to say no very, very forcefully because I really liked to shop when I was in China.
She was a great negotiator.
Really
even our guys
if you just know how to say no, you can get a great deal.
So Nick wants to know about seeing Tour de France. Does it kill too much time? No, actually, I was in Metz and I saw the Tour de France. It was funny. Like, it was one of those times I was backpacking, and it was before you had your phone cameras and stuff. Well, you had the phone camera, but it was so bad you'd never take pictures. I'm like, I'm coming to Metz. I'm going to see my friend, and we'll come back to Metz tomorrow anyway. So I put all my stuff in the luggage storage area, camera, everything. And I come out, freaking Tour de France is there.
Like, I didn't know.
It was like, this is like early internet years, you know? Right. Yeah, I was an ignorant child. And so I was like, it's Lance Armstrong. Oh, great. You only like one at that time. Back then. Whoa. Yeah, no. It's like, you only have like one. So I was like, hey, and then I'm like, oh man, and there was like all the stuff, something like coming out when like they're doing all the like stuff, and I'm like, so it's good because all the towns where it's going through, they all kind of like celebrate on that day, so it can be quite fun. So
somebody asked if we were going to Argentina soon. We were in Argentina 4 years ago.
Yeah, we're going back next year, aren't we?
What?
We're going to Argentina in March.
We are.
So you had to get tickets. So I'm gonna guess we're going.
One of my dearest friends and his wife won a trip, and so we're gonna go down there for like we're only gonna be there a few days with them.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like if it would have been a week earlier, we could have gone for 10 days because that's when spring break is, but it's not so. But yeah, we're gonna go down there. Steven Rapp, thank you, my friend.
Thanks.
I appreciate it. More drinks in order, yes, because I need more drinks right now. We've only been on for like 51 minutes, and I'm like, hey.
How many drinks have you had?
Actually, I guess not that much because this was full, and then I had a beer and a shot of.
I'm on my second John Collins.
We haven't drank much this summer. Like once we got out of the COVID whiskey Wednesdays.
We haven't drank much. Did you not go to Vicenza with me?
Well, yeah. I mean, besides that,
holy shnikes. I drank my weight in Prosecco in the first 36 hours we were there. And I am not joking. Like, we drank. Did we answer Steven's question?
So, will your store be impacted by airplane? Yes, it will, because more people will be buying the tickets. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to be using it, book those tickets earlier. I was actually getting interviewed by for a newspaper today, and they're like, "So should people wait to buy their Christmas trip tickets?" I'm like, no, get them now.
Lord no,
because it's not like prices aren't going to go down. Like they may vary a little, but they might go down a little bit. That's not going to. But the thing is, there's not going to be spots because of revenge travel. Like I said earlier, we haven't seen ground for 3 years. We haven't seen the Christmas market for 3 years. People are going to go.
Okay, Lisa, our 21-year-old college grad student wants to take a gap year. It has a little cash saved up. Any suggestions on where to explore? So Central and South America are really inexpensive. Peru is a great place to go. There's so much to do. They're totally set up for tourism. Costa Rica is good, but Costa Rica costs nearly what things do in the U.S.
Yeah.
But it's really easy. But Nicaragua, minus Managua,
don't go there.
No, Managua's not.
Don't go to Honduras either.
And Managua's not terribly safe, but the rest of Nica, like San Juan del Sur and Granada, lovely places, great beaches. And you can kind of do Nica and Costa like right together, or you can go down Ecuador. Ecuador is inexpensive. Ecuador literally has every biome on Earth in that one small country.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we have some Ecuador videos that'll be coming out next month. I'm actually one of them. I'm finishing up the Love and Hates of Quito, and there's the Jones of Ecuador is still coming out. So we have those. One thing I would say, Lisa, for your child, your son, gap year, honestly, doing the South America, Latin America stuff, it's best at that age because you can do Europe until you're 105. Central America, South America, sometimes you need a little more agility during those things. My parents still go. They're a bit older than me, let's say, and they still do South America just fine, but I just want you to give the heads up. Don Travis, thank you very much for the super chat. My wife and I will be in Naperville mid-September. Any good trip recommendations? New Glarus, Wisconsin. Thanks. New Glarus is great for their beer. Like get the spotted cow. And here's a secret tip. they sell the Spotted Cow is the famous beer from Wisconsin. They only sell in Wisconsin, but New Glarus Brewery actually has like a mix, a variety pack, and those beers are actually some of those even better than the Spotted Cow. So do that. But if you're going to go there, actually, if you go to the Dells, I don't know if you're probably not going for the water parks, but Madison, Wisconsin is gorgeous. It's really nice. The University of Wisconsin.
But they're going to be in Naperville.
I know. Well, they asked about Wisconsin.
I know. I mean,
Door County is the go-to place in Wisconsin. What? They're asking
Naperville.
I know, but they're asking about Wisconsin. Look, you're going to go into the city. You're going to go to Chicago, see the main sites when you're there. What? Fine.
I just think that you're like Door County. That's not a day trip.
No, I didn't say it was. Okay. Sorry, hold on. Champagne Sumo. Yeah, it's been a day. So thank you for the super chat. Is Honduras a good place to visit? Any cigar tours there? There are some, but mainland Honduras is not super safe for travelers. There's actually, if you're going Nicaragua up north to El Salvador, there's actually buses and vans that just go from border to border because even the locals don't want to go through there. So you really need to be careful in Honduras. Okay, that's all. I mean, I got to tell you that there are tours, but you can do in Nicaragua, and actually people like Nicaraguan cigars better. Actually, some people say they're better than Cuban cigars. So,
somebody was saying that. Is that what you're doing?
I agree, Neil. I agree.
You know what? Just expect it, and it sucks. You know what? Like have something to do on your phone. Have a book to read, y'all. I read my Kindle while I'm standing in the security line. I'm like, you know, because I know I'm going to be there for like an hour, 2 hours. Just
Carolina. So I was actually just in Lithuania last month. Month before? No, anyway, like 6 weeks ago. June, yeah. So I'm glad you're here. Yes, I do recommend renting a car in Lithuania because if you rent a car in Lithuania, you can literally see the entire Baltics in like 10 days. I'm not gonna lie to you. I lived there for 3.5 years, and you can get around, and you can find parking, and you can do all kinds of stuff. So I would do that because otherwise you're doing buses, and those are a little bit slower. So
they're definitely slower. I really like the Baltics. I enjoyed our time there, and God, I'm really sad I didn't get to go with you.
Well, I had a fun time with Alvy. So.
Oh my gosh! What? So I had a priest by the name of Father John Skelton when I was a kid.
Well, maybe this is John. He just got a cooler mustache now.
No.
Hi, Mark and Jocelyn. Do either of you have any travel airline credit cards or ones you'd recommend? Thanks for all the tips over the years. You're very welcome. So we talked about this earlier, but the basic what it comes down to is if you're going to get a travel credit card, one, make sure it's with an airline that you actually can travel with a lot. Okay, because then you get the benefits for it. Like we travel with Delta. There's a Delta airport 35 minutes from our house. We use it all the time. We get upgrades. It's great. But we don't have the British Airways card or Lufthansa card because they don't fly for us. So that's one thing. Also, you have to travel enough to make it worthwhile because you're not going to get the status that goes with it. Sometimes it's not. Some people just have the credit card to get the free luggage that they've traveled once a year. So sometimes it's better to get I always talk about this Sam's Club credit card because my dad uses it because he's like, yeah, I get 5% back or something. It was something crazy. It's like, and so you want to look and say what one pays off better for you because an upgrade, how much does that worth to you? Well, since I travel, I've had 35 flights this year, and of those, probably 30 I've gotten upgraded. Yeah, it was worth it for me to have that Delta card.
But then there's like the Chase Sapphire card that is an all-over thing. You're not going to get status and free upgrades on specific airlines, but you're going to get a lot of other perks and things. And so, like if you're looking at an overall one, I think that's one that you should look at is the Chase Sapphire. Hey, Mike.
Mike, look at Mike. I don't know if you can see underneath this, underneath the little tag there, but he's got a Walter's World shirt on.
He does.
Good to see you, Mike. Good to see you on here. Yeah, Mike, you've been with us for how many years, Mike? I mean, you sold that T-shirt like 8 years ago. So thanks, buddy. Good to see you on here. Calvin, thank you for the super chat. I'm doing a cruise next year to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Have you been there? So Aruba, we've been to. Make sure you have your Patriots and New York Giants gear because oh my God, it's like New England threw up on the Caribbean.
Aruba.
Bonaire and Curacao, you have more of a Caribbean vibe than you do in Aruba, but also you need to take more care when you're in those two.
Not New York, New England.
New England.
New England threw up on
Aruba.
New York threw up on South Florida.
Yeah, there you go. Kathy Fogg, thank you so much for the super
Thank you.
chat.
That's
That's
very
super
kind
nice
of
of
you.
you.
It looks like we maybe got a sticker there or something, but
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if there's. Is she a
StreamYard
question?
doesn't let us see things like that all the time.
Yeah, StreamYard needs to work on that. Kathy, if you got a question, throw it back up. We'll get it up there.
And help us, y'all, to see it because sometimes.
Yeah, because like what you see versus what we see in that chat
So
going by
different.
is very, very different.
Yeah.
So like risotto eater. Risotto, you must have posted
Love
this like
that.
20 minutes ago, and it's only showing up now. Cork or Dublin? Dublin. What is some food to try in Ireland besides beef stew and fish and chips? Honestly, the food in Ireland is fantastic. Seafood's what you want to go. Get a seafood stew or a seafood chop, like
So
seafood.
good.
Oh, so good.
The butter, baby.
Oh yeah, anything dairy is going to be good when you're there.
So good.
I'm not a super huge fan of Cork. And Dublin, I like traveling around more than Dublin. But if you're going to be by Cork, stay in Kinsale, which is on the coast. There's some really great pubs there. It's beautiful there. You can do the Blarney Stone's right by there. And when you're driving back to Dublin to fly out, you can hit Waterford, which is real nice. But if you only have like a weekend, I would do yes, Jocelyn.
For breakfast, you have to get the porridge with cream and oh my gosh, a shot of whiskey on top.
It's really good.
I'm not usually like a morning drinker. That's like I don't wake up and have a cocktail. But damn, I liked it when I was there and I had cocktail in my oatmeal.
Unless it's a Georgia game.
Now, well, that's different. Tailgating is an exception.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, what is with the dog?
Thank you, Nazi. I'm glad we can do it. I'm glad we can do these talks. It's nice to do these kind of things. Love Costa Rica. Yes, Mike. We all do Pura Vida. Pura Vida is always a good time. Jocelyn was just screaming that. Let's see. Tom Shaner's back. So Tom is a Yenser. Well, he's not really Yenser because he's not from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He's like by Pittsburgh. So I don't know if I can actually talk to him because we're going to be filming in Pittsburgh soon. So we'll see.
I love all the little towns around Pittsburgh. I think that like they are so cute, and I've went to some of the best flea markets ever in that area. Oh shit!
Now he's gonna have. She let him out. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's the whole family out there. Yeah, Brig's gotten older. He's not as following the rules as he used to be. So.
You know what it is? Brig is part Doberman, and Dobermans think that they have to protect all of the things they can see.
Oh, that's true. So Michael says, I'm going to Sweden at the beginning of September. Is it warm? Not really. It's not cold. Like, think definite fall weather. So for that. What Slavic country has the best beer? I'm going to have to go with the Czech Republic. Brigadier?
It's where Pilsner was first made.
Yeah, in Pilsen. And actually, it's a really good, if you do a Pilsner or Kalturi tour in Pilsen, Czech Republic, it's fantastic. Let's see. Wait. Oh, Mike Wada, nice. Just got back from New York City. Flights were on time and no disruptions. That's great.
The one right above that, can you hit it?
Go ahead.
Thanks, guys. I've been to Chicago already. Was looking for German theme ideas near Naperville, so figured Wisconsin.
Oh.
Always about the
Deutsch for me.
I can't. I know what it means. I just can't say it when I read it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's not there. So you have a few places, German restaurants you can go to, but there's not a lot anymore. Actually, in Germany, there are some. But if you want that, you probably want to go to Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have a better chance up there.
Ooh.
So,
when we went to see John play. Wasn't there a German restaurant that we had looked at, but we ended up somewhere else?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Rental cars go up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get that. So, Airport Lounger, thank you very much for the super chat, my Canadian friend. Is it worth going to beach towns in the Algarve in February? Okay, I'll put it this way. So, when I worked in Lisbon, we would have new exchange students coming in from Sweden in January.
They're Canadian.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what part of Canada they're from. Toronto, or are they from? We met people from up in the very, very north.
Yeah, okay.
So in Lisbon, in Sweden, they were taking their clothes off and sunning themselves on the front of the school, like the front of the university, when all the Portuguese were all in winter clothing. So
that
February,
it was probably 65 degrees.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
So that's going to be about you. Now, the beach towns are still worth going to because there's actually some pretty stuff there. But the thing is, in the Algarve, so much stuff is closed then that sometimes it's not as much fun. So I would definitely rent a car to go around and do that if you're going to be there.
I went to go up. I went to
This one?
talk about those two. Okay, so hey, Mark and Jocelyn, are rental car prices in Europe really crazy
Yes!
right now? I tried to book one but couldn't find one for less than $300 a day. That is insane for Europe. Okay,
Yeah.
like in America, it happens occasionally in the States.
No, but
Like,
now it's
ding dang dong.
yeah,
That's
it's
no.
insane. It's
But you know
insane.
what? Trains are cheap, and if you book ahead, we actually got a whole bunch of some of our really long train trips where it was like 5 hours or something.
That's
We
right.
actually got ourselves business class because
Oh, if you book
booking
early.
ahead, it was only like €5 difference.
No. Actually, if you booked early, it was cheaper going first class if we would have waited to buy a second class ticket.
Oh, I thought there was one. Maybe it was just one.
We
that was
saved
more.
500 freaking euros. We did first class.
We did. We went on a lot of first class trains. So if you're booking ahead, you may do really well. Defiance, thank you for the super chat. Going to Maine, Acadia soon. Any summer tips? We have videos on both. Acadia is
No, we don't.
love. What?
I don't think it is in Acadia. Maybe you filmed some on your other boyfriend's
I did.
channel.
No, when I went up with Lori.
All I had was a leaf peeping one.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't a summer tip.
But we will be in Maine
We've
soon
been there in
enough,
the summer.
and we will be filming in Maine soon. One thing I say is Acadia is gorgeous, one of the most beautiful national parks in the U.S.
The water's still freaking cold.
Yeah, but it's still cold. Like,
So if you have a wetsuit,
the kids won't mind, but your kids won't mind. Anyway,
Mark Finley had posted something in there about the great thing about having any kind of status or a card or whatever that gets you priority boarding, any kind of get on faster is really great when you have carry-ons. So like right now we're all taking carry-ons because we don't want to risk checking our luggage and losing it, right? So we have priority boarding because of our status, and sometimes we get bumped up or something like that for free. And even better, the earlier I can get on, the better, because I can get my thing up in there, and I'm happy about it. Welcome to the party,
welcome,
Chad.
So Chad, if you go on, you'll see that if you scroll down, you'll see members only posts, and it'll be a members only thing, and there'll be a link to our Facebook group. So if anyone's a member that hasn't gotten to be able to join the superheroes group, do go on there, answer the questions. You'll say Chad Bagley on the member, and it will be able to get you in there. So cool. Welcome, my friend. Thank you very much. Damien, thank you very much for the super chat. Favorite Oktoberfest tents. We were going for a couple of days for a honeymoon. Okay, so Damien, make sure you already have a place to stay. Otherwise, you're going to be staying like in Nuremberg or someplace else, because that book's out way ahead. Go in the morning and drink during the day, because in the evening the tents are booked out for corporate people, and we're not corporate people, so we know I can't get it. No one can get a spot. So go during the day, you'll be fine, and just sit there. Remember, you can only get served if you're seated down. Actually, all the tents, there used to be bigger differences. 20 years ago, you could tell there was like,
they're all fun.
Oh, there was like, yeah, it was like, oh, that's the tourist tent, and that's the locals tent, and that's this tent. Now they're all pretty much the same. So whatever you can get, Damien, you'll be good to go. So thank you very much, my friend, for the super chat. Let's see, Chad. I'm going to Vietnam in November. Have you been? It's my first Southeast Asia trip. I've been to Europe six times. I'm excited to experience Asia. We have not been. That's one of those places that keeps getting like nailed because of weddings and pandemics and stuff.
Well,
you've done a lot of research on there.
I have done a lot of research. I can't give you like super great tips, but I will tell you that I found a lot of really great information in some National Geographic books. I don't think we have them here though, honey. So we still have boxes of books that I have not unpacked.
We got the
Thailand book is out.
I was actually at our storage unit.
Let's just talk about this. So these books are my favorite. Mark loves the
These are great for prep, to understand the culture. National Geographic is saying that you understand the people way better. But if you want like restaurants and where to stay and maps, then Lonely Planet. That's why we have so many. Look.
If you want tour guides, Rick Steves has great tour guides, or at least he used to. We haven't.
Yeah, but not for Vietnam. Not for Vietnam.
No, obviously he's like Europe centric. But anyway, okay. So I want to answer this question. No, well, I mean, I thought
you want to answer the question. I'm like,
I have to read it too. Okay, so would you recommend? And is it Lancaster Wilson? Would you recommend Uruguay or Portugal for the for a first-time 2-week trip from America?
Portugal.
Portugal is easy.
You're-
Everyone will speak English. Everyone under the age of like 50 will speak English. They have been named like great destination location thing, blah 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 blah, for so many years that people have. They're so ready for tourists. Like when you were first living there, when we were first living there, it wasn't nearly as ready for tourists as it is now. So it'll be really easy. And also there's some like direct flights from Pittsburgh and also Jacksonville, Florida. Or at least there used to be. Isn't that where we always flew? Is
Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh? Oh shit.
And no Yenser is going to Philadelphia. I know that. I was actually doing my research for my Don'ts of Pittsburgh video that I'm filming next week. So Giles is asking, what lesser known bourbons or what bourbon whiskeys would you recommend stateside? So this is actually a friend of ours. He has a Peg Leg Porker. It's actually a barbecue place in Nashville. He's been on some of the TV shows and the competitions and stuff. Though he served uncooked shrimp on chops. So we're like, dude. But it was funny, like talking to him. He's like, look, you really do forget about crap when you're on there. So here's one thing.
He's a nice guy. He's really good friends with Gallivant and Gals.
Yes.
And that's how we met him. But this is some really good.
This is actually really good. John's like, that's sipping whiskey.
Yeah, it's sipping whiskey. He was going to mix it tonight. And
I was not going to mix it. I had it out. I had that.
You had ginger ale sitting next to it. And I was like, you can't.
No, I had ginger ale in my hand. And this was on the thing.
What else?
And I had a mega pint of Gentleman Jack.
I admonished you.
Whatever.
It's a sipping
I'm not
whiskey.
driving.
It's
It's my
really
house.
good.
Our house.
This is not a stateside one, but I totally felt, and it's not bourbon whiskey. It's just whiskey. Redbreast.
Yeah,
when we were in Ireland, I absolutely fell in love with Redbreast. It's not particularly cheap, but it's really freaking
But it's
good.
particularly good.
Yes.
So, give it a dream. Thank you very much for the super chat and the
Thank
sticker.
you.
I'm gonna guess is lost, but here you go. You got a question below. Favorite travel related books. What are your go to resources when you're researching your destination?
We just answered that.
No, that was your other books.
No, we just did because
No.
I was like, Mark,
Well,
I really like National Geographic to
okay,
start.
well, I didn't get that. Where do you go to research?
Okay.
So, if you don't know, like how I research, like we've traveled a lot, so I have a lot of personal background stuff. But also, we reach out to people like you. I'm like, hey, like for example, Tom on here, you'll see him popping up. We're going to Pittsburgh. I'm like, Tom, we're going to Pittsburgh. I know you're from there. What advice do you have? And I will do research. Like I will read at least 100 blogs. I look all the guidebooks. I will go to Barnes and Noble. I'll go to the library, read everything I can. Probably watch 30 to 50 YouTube videos about a place.
I don't know.
You know, she does it. I do. I just get it all ready for her.
I talk to people. So we also just talk to a lot of people because of all of you. You help feed this. When you're somewhere and people are like, I hear you're going, you're going somewhere. But we also don't really make those videos. We have all of that. We don't make those until we've experienced the place because we need to say that, we need to have our own opinions. Confirmation of what people have said or what research we've done.
And that's one thing.
We have to know it.
Yeah, and that's one thing. It's like when I start going through the blogs, you can start to see is when people are copying from other people because you'll see the same kind of stuff. And I'm like, like my check for any Brazilian blog and any Brazilian tour group is when they're talking about the train from Mariana to Mariana from Minas from Ouro Preto. And they're like, oh, it's a half hour. I'm like, no, it's an hour. It's at least an hour.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, because you find those things like, that's it, so.
But like I said, it's, we look at all of it, but we always we confirm things on our stuff, but also because we've traveled as much as we have, we can sift through the stupid.
Yes, and there's a lot of stupid.
And there is a damn lot of stupid out there.
That's one of the things I really miss the thumbs down actually on YouTube because that really helped the thumbs up, thumbs down because like our usual videos go between 97% thumbs up and 100% thumbs up. Whereas if I watch a video and I see that it's like 50-50 thumbs up, thumbs down, I'm like, that might not be the best travel advice. And sometimes people just make satirical videos. You don't know it's satirical because you can't see it. So that's one thing I think it's made it harder for people to really know what's good. That's why we've actually focused more on and getting more destinations. If you noticed, we've been doing a lot of like small little places. Like, we put up Bomberg today. Like, not a lot of people go there. We did like Rincon, Puerto Rico, and like it's not going to get hundreds of thousands of views, but that little stuff is going to help people know because there's not a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah. That Colton's asks, what are y'all's favorite non-travel hobbies? I read like a mother.
Hobbies? What's that?
This was your hobby, but now it's like your life.
Yeah. Seriously, I still have a day job. I do actually have a day job. For those who know, I'm actually a professor of marketing at a pretty good university. So
at a pretty good university.
Pretty good. I mean, hey, we're top 5 undergraduate business class school.
Oh, heavens to
Boom.
Liberty and justice for all. So
what do you recommend? Santorini or Athens area?
So I'm going to tell
Crete!
you something.
Crete!
As a Greek American,
Crete.
You don't have to go to Santorini. I mean, like everyone goes to Santorini. But there is so much more. I mean, it's beautiful, but if you want to experience Greece, go to an island that not anybody else is going to. Go to Catalonia. God, I love Crete. And Crete's kind of a great place to start if you're gonna like really see some of the islands. Can you go take care of him?
Sure.
Thanks. Because they have tourist stuff in Hania. They have Knossos, where the Minotaur was and all that jazz. And the guy that did Zorb the Greeks from there and whatever. So they have touristy things, but it's also just like real Greece. Like outside of the cities, you get to really taste the flavor of Greece, and there's a fun in here. Athens. So the main stuff, the Acropolis, blah, blah, blah. There's so much. What I love about Athens is that you can kind of just wander. Before I went the very first time, I read my National Geographic Greece book like 50 times. No joke. And my dad took me to literally all the big stuff. I think I missed Thermopylae and like Delphi or something. We saw so much, but Athens is one of those places where you can just like kind of wander around and see all sorts of really cool, old, exciting stuff just by accident. And so I think that that's a great thing to do. I'm going to tell you this though. I was just in Athens and my best friend booked our Airbnb there. And the place we stayed was this Apartments by Heidi, Haidi, I think is how you spell it. One of the best apartments. And I have stayed in a damn lot of Airbnbs and VRBOs all over the world. It was maybe the best one I've ever stayed in because not only was it super clean, we walked in, there was water, there was juice, there was yogurt, there were like 6 eggs, there were snacks, there was bread, there was like 3 ways to make coffee, plus coffee for all of the coffee makers, even different kinds of coffee.
Where are we? What are you talking about?
The place I stayed in Athens with Sandra.
You'll see a video about that.
And I don't know. Athens is a great place, and I'm done now because you threw me off.
Yes, squirrel. Time to go. You've had like a drink and a half. My goodness, you're gonna sunk out here a little bit.
Done with 2.
There you go. So, Rich, I'm going to Dublin to Rome over Thanksgiving break. Any hints what to expect in Rome and that late in the year? It'll be a little cooler. Like I would take a light jacket,
Layers,
but you'll be fine. Everything's still open.
We went
Restaurants
there
still
for your
like
birthday one year, and it was kind of chilly. Like I had a little light jacket on the entire time we were. Actually, it was silk, so silk is really awesome. It's like raw silk, and it's whatever. Nobody cares.
People care. Yeah.
Nobody cares what I have to say about clothing.
So yeah, on your channel they did, but then they were mean. But Lestra, Lady of the Sith. Oh, that would be a cool movie. I hope you're the next trilogy. How have you gotten lost while traveling? Any funny stories to tell? Hello from Phoenix. So lost while traveling. There was one time I turned a corner and an entire city of people in Lima are running at me because there's personnel carriers. This is back when Shining Path was killing people, like in Peru. This is like in the late 90s. And I like come around a corner and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. And then all of a sudden all these people are running. I'm like, what's going on? And then I see the tanks and personnel carriers. I'm like, oh my God. I like take off running. So that was
my favorite lost story is when we were in Ireland and we were way out in the sticks and kids were turning the the street signs around, or they were moving them, and so you didn't know where the hell you were going. If you were using street signs, you might turn the wrong way or whatever, and that was good times.
Yep, keep going.
But you can't get lost because it's an island, because sometime you're gonna run into something.
That's right. Just like in Ireland, you're not gonna get lost. You're gonna eventually, hi, Mom.
Okay, Brigadier, hush.
Put him out. Would you put him out? So. All right, so she's good. I'll focus and answer some questions here. So, Brandon, thank you very much for the super chat. Working 100% remote now. Very nice. Now thinking of spending a year in Budapest or Krakow or Palermo, somewhere cheap, best of two for 2 people in the 30s or elsewhere. So if you have EU passports, you can go anywhere, so you're fine. If you got US ones, you're gonna have to mix it up, like throw in a UK thing. Wales isn't that expensive. Scotland's not too bad. Northern England isn't too bad, to be honest. If you're looking at these ones, Budapest will be a little bit more pricey than Krakow, but Budapest has a lot more things going on, a lot more easier places to go to for trips. So I might go there. And there's a lot more going on, a little more culture there. Krakow is a smaller city. So that would be one thing. They're kind of like stuck because there's mountains there, so you can do that. But Budapest makes it a lot easier to get to places like Vienna or if you want to go south. So I'd probably go with that one. So I hope that helps. Let's see. So Daniel Jose, this is a follow-up question. I had a Christmas markets in Germany. I'm just wondering if they are any different than 20 years ago. Not really, to be honest. I lived in Germany in the late 90s. And that still, I mean, it's still the same stuff, the same drinks, the same food, the same tchotchkes selling stuff and ornaments. So it's still fun. I still love going. So I can't really say anything about
some ornaments every year.
Yeah, I do. Miss
we don't
Miss
have, I mean, we have 400.
It's not my fault that your silver tree can't hold my coolness.
Oh my God, we have 3 Christmas trees every year. 3 effing trees.
You talking? Because
Shut up, Mark.
I hear that.
Drink.
I hear a Grinch.
I don't care if I'm a Grinch.
Boo! So Tom Shaner is a Yinzer. Dissing on Philly. Philly's actually a cool city. If you get a chance there, I highly recommend going. The traveling drunks. That's her. I wouldn't drive or walk, but I think I'm okay.
I would walk.
Okay, hold on. Rhonda's this is a good Rhonda. First time traveling to the country. I'm excited for you. That's awesome. I'm going solo to a small group tour in Ireland in October. What do you think about solo travel for first time international? I think it's fine. And Rhonda, honestly, Ireland. I tell people Ireland is one of the best places to go on your first trip abroad because it's English and it's familiar, but it has enough stuff that's different that you feel that it's international. So you get this good vibe. And the people in Ireland have been taking tours for so long, and they probably have some of the best hospitality. So you're going to have a good time when you're there.
They make it easy on you.
Yeah. And the small group tours, they have people to make sure you have a good time. So I think you did a good thing there, Rhonda. That's awesome.
Also, the Irish are like so stinking kind. It's not even funny.
Yeah. And they're hilarious too, by the way. And Rhonda, if they say anything that you're like, that's kind of mean, or like, just know that's them being nice.
And also they have a great sense of humor, and sometimes it's a little dry. Okay.
So Lean Donut, I'm such a big fan of the food videos John's been putting out. Thanks for the great content.
Thanks, Lean Donut. I wish there were donuts that were lean, like Krispy Kremes for like half the calories they are.
They are.
They actually are.
There's a hole in the middle. That means there's like no calories there.
They're actually like one of the best. If you're like trying to be good, they're actually one of the best donuts to eat. Vin Verde.
Vagabonnie, really? I lived 5 years in Portugal. Yes.
Would you like?
We have Vino Verde here in our house right now.
My wine,
I don't know if Vino Verde goes well with a half a bottle of whiskey, but yeah.
So Vino Verde is like one of my absolute favorites ever. And also, y'all, it's cheap. So, but it makes me mad because stuff that I paid like €2 for in Portugal, I'm paying like $10 or more for here.
Well, it's 14. It's $14.99 now.
Not for Casal Garcia.
Sorry. That shit like close our hand. Yeah, no, that's still like $9.99.
Oh, let's talk to Kathy Walters about my Euro 87 Fezal.
Yeah, you both had a good time with that one. Not like my dad and I had to make a bounce so you two could bounce off of each of us so we get home.
Well, that's because we were sitting outside drinking and it was really hot. And it was cold wine.
It wasn't that hot, Jesus.
But we had like 2 bottles. Then we went to less alcohol.
Yeah.
it's not as strong as like drinking like a Chardonnay or something. And then we went to dinner and we hadn't eaten all day. And then we drank more at dinner and whoops.
Oh my goodness. So Shannon West, any tips on how to get a hold of someone other than an agent from Expedia? They were my June Finland trip. Honestly, you just got to keep going after them. And what I would recommend is if you, one, find the actual address instead of registered letter to them, like the Expedia, and find the thing for the president of the company. Keep going, because eventually you get through to somebody, because right now they're so overwhelmed with everybody. They're not doing anything, and there's hoping that people will just forget about it.
Also, you talk to an agent and ask for their manager and ask for that person's manager. And honestly, I do that with a lot of different companies. This is one reason we don't book much through third-party websites, is because if something goes wrong, you can have a really hard time getting things fixed. So
especially for the next year, if you find a good deal on Skyscanner or a Kayak or Scott's Cheap Tickets, go on the airline's website, see if you can find it on there to get that same deal. So a lot of times you can, because dealing directly with them, it makes it a lot easier, because you get a cheap deal on a third-party site, you're like the first one that gets.
So, and another thing you can do too is, like, you can actually call, like, if I see a cheap Delta flight somewhere, I'll call Delta. And I'll be like, hey, yo, I saw this price. Can you do that for me? And I'll like give them all the information. And sometimes they can. Not always, but sometimes. Hey, Chris.
So, Charles Stegman, thank you very much for the super chat. My daughter wants to go to Greece with her friends when they all graduate from high school. The dad side of me says, no, maybe I have watched too many movies. How safe is Greece?
Okay. Let's talk about Greece and where you shouldn't let her go. So not Mykonos, not Santorini. Athens is pretty okay it's a big city, so they have to be aware. Like if you let your kid go to like Chicago, Atlanta, something like that, then you can let them go to Athens. Generally speaking, the worst thing that's going to happen is pickpocketing or something like that. I mean,
so make sure you copy all of her stuff and have it at home.
Have copies of her credit cards and the
phone numbers and the phone numbers.
The car, yeah, the number. But like somewhere,
hide some money in her bag, like in a weird place.
Don't
She's
even
like,
tell
I
her
lost
it's there.
everything. Oh, baby, I got like 400 euros just sitting there, 200 euros.
But like, there are so many places. Like maybe put them in an Airbnb in Sparta and let them drive around, the Peloponnese or something. So generally speaking, I would feel safe with my 18-year-old going to Greece. Mm-hmm. Make sure she learns a few words, because just knowing a few words. Also,
112.
I don't know how to 112. I don't know how to say this without being offensive, but the way you dress will get certain results. Is that as good as I can say it?
I guess, yeah.
All right.
So
sorry.
Yeah. So Big Sky Adventure, thank you very much for the super chat.
Hey, how are you?
So we appreciate it, my friend. I know that's what sucks. It doesn't show the super sticker here because I want to see it. So
Big Sky Adventures is the person I kept confusing with
Big
Joe.
Sky Anglers.
Yeah, Big Sky Anglers, because I'm a dingbat.
Yeah, as Thomas said, go to Hanya, Crete. Yes, very laid back.
Hanya is fantastic.
And hey, if she's looking to go to Greece, Crete's a lot more laid back and a little bit safer.
And look up Microcosmos Creta, Creta.
It's one of our friends runs.
Our friends run. They manage a whole bunch of like Airbnbs and apartments and stuff in Hanya. And oh my gosh, it's a great place to be.
Lee, Athens Airport's fine now.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just packed. Oh my heavens to Betsy. And thanks for the compliment on my hair.
Lean Donut, good luck. Fingers crossed.
Oh,
following the exam next month, you'll rock that stuff. Awesome.
That's exciting.
Favorite place in Asia? Xi'an, China.
Kyoto, Japan.
So there you go.
I did like Xi'an though.
Yeah, sure was. Andrew asks, thank you very much for the super chat. What travel insurance company do you recommend? We usually buy when we buy our plane tickets. So we just go, it's usually Allianz. However, you'll see like, what is it? Nomad. Oh gosh. There's one you'll see on every single blog because they have a good affiliate program, so everyone sells their stuff, but it's a one size fits all. There's a company I'm talking to. It's like IGI, 1G1, or whatever. They have more customized plans. They're fine, but you always want to get something just in case, because especially if you're over 60, 65, if you're on Medicare, it does not cover anything abroad, so you have to get insurance when you're going to go travel.
Okay, so let's talk about Bratislava, Slovakia. Bratislava is one of the coolest little towns that nobody goes to, and everybody should go
city?
to.
We have
Okay,
Bratislava.
it's not a small town, but it actually, like, when you're down in the very center, it feels really small. But it is so cute. I've got this beautiful little piece of artwork from there. Oh my gosh, love Bratislava.
Hola, Iris.
Danielle.
I want Iris.
Iris.
So Iris, I thought you were one of my old students when I lived in Portugal, because I'm like, Iris Simon, and I'm like, oh, that's not my student player. You speak Portuguese, you'll be fine. But
okay. So first solo trip to Portugal, just 3 whole days. Any tips for a woman traveling solo? I speak Portuguese, but I'm still nervous. Holy cow. Fala português to the bone. Whatever. Everything will be just fine. You don't have anything to worry about. Wow, my Portuguese sucks now. But Porto is one of my favorite places, and you only have 3 days, which kind of sucks because there's some other really cute small places around there.
Braga and Guimarães.
Yeah, but she's only 3 days. Porto is great. Go have some port wine, obviously, and then I don't know. It's just the artsy end of Portugal in my mind, right? Like, yeah. It's a pretty cool place to be. Don't be nervous.
Hola, Daniela. Oh, Katrina, I'm going to Denmark in a couple of years. What should I expect? Don't expect people to give a crap about you, because the Danes really don't care about anybody except for themselves. Because they don't mean it in a mean way. They're just like, you're not my friend. Why should I worry about you? I actually filmed a ways to piss off the Danes, which will be coming out probably next month. I'm going to wait a little while to put it out, but I filmed that in Denmark, in Copenhagen, a month ago.
Okay, so your mom said we've been to Tanzania, great trip. I don't know who was asking about Tanzania prior to that Kathy's answering, but Tanzania was fantastic. So the animals were amazing. Safari was really, really cool, but what was better were the people. Like, that's what put that trip over the top for all of us.
Rwanda for us was fantastic. So, Ice Queen, TT, do you guys plan to explore African continent, Ghana, Tanzania? So we've been to Tanzania, Rwanda, Morocco, Tanzania. Next year we've got Egypt and Ethiopia.
Whoop!
Where'd the flies come from?
I don't know. It's summer. What do you want?
It's spontaneous generation of stuff.
I've been here for a minute. So Mark.
Is it half and half?
Lord have mercy. So that's because your ice has melted. Mark's best friend, whose wedding he was just in Italy, lived in Ghana for 3 years. So we know a whole lot about Ghana, and we're very lucky to have their information. And hopefully we're going to get to West Africa. So far, it's just been Morocco and some
North Africa and East Africa.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you, Rwanda. Wowzer.
Most rewarding trip I've ever taken.
Absolutely. I mean, Caleb and I got in a fight one day about who got to go back next.
So, hi guys, how are you? Is it possible you're aware of tornado season in advance? Could you share some good weather links with me? So, if you come to the U.S., basically anywhere in the middle and the south can have tornadoes from what?
Other places can too, but generally
March
that's it.
Through August.
Yeah, but generally speaking, the big time is like
May, June, July.
No, not really July. May,
like school season, school. We always
the end of school. It's always when Mark goes on like some kind of trip, and I'm left home alone with the kids, and I'm like 2 a.m. I'm like, get your butts down to the basement. We're gonna die. There was that one time. Mm-hmm. Holy cow! I really did think.
That was 2014. I was teaching abroad,
horrible.
And I was gone for like 4 weeks. And it was like literally, I got a call like every morning because it was 7 hours ahead in Europe where I was teaching. They're like, we're in the basement. We're hidden in the thing where the sump pump is, because it got.
I thought you were going to die. I was so scared. I have never cried at weather before. I cried at weather that whole freaking month.
Spam risk?
Hated you. Oh, yeah, it was spam risk.
Of course.
The month I'm next.
Probably, yeah. We have one number difference in our phones, so we all get the spam calls one after the other, which is because my number is one smaller. Yeah, because then you know. So Carl asked, "Hi Mark, and thank you very much for the super chat, Carl. We appreciate it. Hi Mark, my wife and I have an 18-hour layover at JFK. What things should we definitely see and eat with our short time in New York City?" So with that much time, like that's a lot of time. Like
not really 18 hours. It's only like 14.
Okay, so it's only 14 hours. Honestly, go to a deli and get one of the sandwiches there, the pastrami sandwiches. Seriously, they're freaking great. And get one of the slices of New York pizza. You're gonna love it. Like you can eat some of the fancy restaurants and stuff, and there's great. I mean, oh my god, like if you go to Soho and stuff like that, the food is fantastic. Anywhere you go in New York, you're gonna eat really well. But honestly, with that, go in and go to the Met because you got time to go to the Met and you go to the Natural History Museum because they're on two sides of Central Park. So you got just go to the Met and then you see that for a couple hours. You walk across and then you go to the Natural History Museum and you go grab a slice, get some stuff. Soho's right there. We're going south from Houston, but south from the Natural History Museum. That would be what I would do. I've actually done that before as my day trip in New York when I had a long layover. So that's cool, and you'll be fine. I'm actually talking with John Barr from Here Be Bar, and we're putting together a video of like how to get in from the airports to put on our channel to help promote his channel because he's a good dude. Here Be Bar. If you go to New York, he's a New Yorker. He has all kinds of stuff. Also, the Megan Daily. She has like daily video, like short, like YouTube shorts, the vertical videos on New York stuff so that can help you out. So, thank you very much. Oh, Shannon! Every time I ask for matters, they tell me it's the highest of their apartment. They just refuse.
Shannon, do the certified mail.
Do the certified mail. Also, write to the Transportation Administration, write to TSA, write to the Department of Transportation, DOT, because if they're doing this stuff to you, you write to them, then it's going to be something serious. Like that's just they know they can push you away. You make enough snuff, they might do something, but.
Yeah, that's really it's terrible.
Yeah, we'll never book with a travel agency again. We booked through Finnair, but we want our exactly. Yeah, there's so many people that have gotten screwed over lately. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Chris Bates was writing to you about something. It said something about the CEO of
Expedia.
Yeah, certified mail, and you know what? Just have if you have a friend who's an attorney that would just call and say, hey, you're going to have legal ramifications, that might light a fire under their butts too.
Maybe. Thank you again, Patrick, for the super sticker.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We can't show it up on here. We need a new, exactly. My mom needs a new super thing there. So
have you noticed higher crime rates while traveling lately? What are some safety suggestions for road trips, keeping luggage, belongings safe in the car between destinations?
That is an issue, not just in Italy, Portugal, the US. Honestly, when you go to the US, a lot of times you get SUVs, and so the back is open. If you can get a thing that has a locked trunk, make sure you have it so you can lock the trunk so not anybody can get into it, because sometimes they can break in and pop the lock. Make sure you have it so you can turn the key and lock the trunk that only can open with the key lock. That's going to help.
So I didn't notice anything while we were in Europe.
Oh, yeah, it was no different than usual.
Although we had a friend, they had a rental car in Lisbon that was broken into, and they lost a bunch of stuff. So don't
passport.
There are. You should, Lydia, and all of y'all. I want you to follow somebody called it's Beverly, and her channel she's on Instagram, and it's Asphalt Anthropology. Beverly, Asphalt Anthropology. So Beverly has a background in self-defense, MMA, all sorts of good stuff like that. She's brilliant, and she talks about all these different tips, and there are things that I do that I never thought about that I don't even think to share with you because they're just such a part of what we do when we travel. She's actually done a couple that I was like, shoot, I should be doing that. I never thought to do that. She interviewed me just the other day, and I'm gonna on her
podcast.
Yeah, on her podcast. So
we'll share that.
We will be sharing that. It'll come out at Jocelyn Walters World on Instagram. I'll share all that. Mark will do it at Walters World on Instagram and whatnot.
Or here on YouTube.
Oh yeah, the YouTube. she's brilliant and she's got great stuff, so that might help ease your mind a little.
So Patrick, my wife and I are in the adoption process for our 2 foster sons. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you for that. That is amazing. I'm so happy. We want to take them to Europe for adoption celebration. Which country do you think would be best for a 3 and 7-year-old? Okay, so do not go north. Do not do Scandinavian countries.
Not Switzerland.
Switzerland hate children.
They don't like children.
They freaking hate children. Italy, they love kids.
Italy.
Like they'll be like, Bambini, you come here. You get your own lines. Yeah, you're going to Italy. You're going to Italy. You're done. You're going to Italy. Have them watch the Bugs Bunny. There's a Bugs Bunny in Yosemite Sam in the Coliseum. There's plenty of cartoons that show them stuff in Italy, and they're kids. They love pasta, and people love kids there, so you'll be fine. I would definitely do Italy with them.
Italy really, truly is like one of the best and easiest places to take kids, especially when they're that young.
So Sam's asking, where can I go without being vaxxed?
Lots of places.
There's a lot of places. Actually, in Europe now, you can go without being vaxxed. You just have to test before you go, and that's it.
Yep.
So like France, Germany, or Italy.
Some flying within other countries may have you may have you test a second time too.
Yeah. Favorite story, lost from France. Got lost into Montreal from Canada. That's pretty funny.
Oh, you're hilarious. You had no idea there was a Montreal in France.
It makes sense.
Bonnie, I love it.
Like, walk of stumble. Been there, indeed. That must be from right back. Let's see. This one?
Yeah. Detroit. Okay. To Scotland via Amsterdam Sunday. Will we have to go through passport control and AMS, going from non-Schengen to non-Schengen, hearing horror stories about people? So, probably not.
Because non-Schengen stays in the same side, so you don't have to do passport control because you're not entering into the Netherlands or Schengen.
Yeah, so you'll probably be just fine. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Right as this started going a little bit nuts, I was flying through AMS at Amsterdam, and I don't know what happened, but I was going from Greece, AMS, and then to the States, and I didn't have problems. A lot of the problems, at least at that time,
they're outside. It's the security getting in the airport where the big issues are.
So there may be some issues when you're in there, but they're significantly less than what the issues are on the other side of security.
So Alex points out, I don't think you should hide cash in a bag because TSA might take it.
Oh, yeah, in a carry-on bag.
Hide in the carry-on.
In her purse, like.
Put it. Here's one of the things: is like you hide in the wallet part where they have like their driver's license. They don't need. You stick that money behind there, like, oh honey, look behind your driver's license. Boom, daddy for the win.
Yeah.
Russia, the best country. It's a fun place to visit. We had some good times when we were there.
I really loved St. Petersburg. It's a beautiful place.
Let's see. Which one? Liverpool?
Yeah.
Hi from Liverpool. Just organizing going to Bulgaria on the Black Sea with mates. Oh, that'd be fun. Honestly, Bulgaria is for the price-wise with friends, and if you're going to the Black Sea, it's actually a good time. Like, you can have some fun on the Black Sea there. I know right now with the war in Ukraine, it's a little bit dicey, but Bulgaria is still okay.
I wanted to say that about the Black Sea, that's like a really cool place to go.
So Alex, have you ever lost a wallet while traveling and had it returned? I've never lost my wallet. I have had students, because I used to take students a couple times a year to Europe from the university I work at, but there's always a student that gets their wallet stolen. And honestly, every single time it's been returned, maybe the cash wasn't in there, but the wallet was always returned.
When mine got stolen, nobody returned it.
Yeah, you're my student. Sorry.
I'm not your student. I'm your wife. I am far more important.
Well, it's not my fault. They stole it out of your diaper bag with a baby in the stroller. That's why realize people are horrible sometimes, and always keep your wallet with you.
Well, and I also want to say this, that it can happen to anyone, because I was standing. See, there's the
spam risk.
So, I was standing next to one of my dear friends, Elena, and Elena has been to like well over 100 countries.
Yeah, they make us look like hermits.
They had 2 women who were fairly travel savvy, right? I mean, and
with 2 babies.
No, Elena was still pregnant. No. No, Ellen was pregnant.
Oh yeah, she was still pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because Liam was only just 6 months, like 5 months old. So
he was like
4.
6 weeks old. No, that was
No,
when we went.
honey.
When did you get Robin? 12 or 11?
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why are you home right now? Because we're resting between trips. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, don't worry. There's more trips coming.
You know what? Everyone always says they want to go to their they love to come home and sleep in their own bed. And I'm
It was
like,
just me.
no,
Everyone.
wants that. But me, no, everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to get home to my bed. It's my favorite thing about coming home. My favorite thing is taking a shower in my own shower without like the thought of anyone else's scutch. So I come home to shower, Mark comes home to sleep, and that's why we're home.
That's how we roll.
It happens.
So there was thank you, Michael, for the super sticker. We appreciate it, my friend. So Lee says, what bad experience do you have with Switzerland with kids? I had a friend move there with kids who said they were the key to meeting everyone and making
Holy
friends.
crap.
Okay, that might be in meeting friends, but in terms of hotels, restaurants, lack of seating, stuff like that.
Took my kid into a museum, and the woman was hateful. And she said, this is a museum, and you shouldn't bring a child here. And I said, well, he really loves Picasso, and I'm taking my child. And she made me pay adult price for both of us. Fine. I took him around, and literally, no joke, a guard followed us everywhere we went. I have never in my life, I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, people always, not always, but people like make fun of me. They're like, you always say everyone's so friendly when you travel. Does anyone not? I'm like, no, I don't.
We just don't mention when they're not.
If I do not mention the people are awesome in a video, it means the people are jerks. Like Austria, the people are jerks. Switzerland, the people are jerks.
And listen, my mother's side of the family is
Swiss.
At least half Swiss, maybe 3/4 Swiss. And my family's very kind.
And we have friends that are Swiss and Austrian.
Very good
friends. And even they're like, yeah, we're kind of dicks.
But when it comes to kids, they do not. Like in America, we're encouraged to take kids to museums, right? You go to the Louvre with your kid, and they're like, here's the kid thingy, here's the stuff, and
yeah, that's why there's not a lot of Swiss children. And we've had friends that live there with kids, and they actually left the country because it was so bad with the kids. Anyway, Nolan says, hi, Mark and Jocelyn. I'm planning on taking my first solo trip to France in November. Great. How is France for solo travel? Any tips for making friends? Honestly, France is good for solo travel. It's November. You can learn at least 20 words before you go. People will be very happy to talk to you. I found whenever I went to Normandy around there, a lot of people were just happy to talk to people, and they were very open. It's in Paris. You meet all kinds of people. I was in Paris in May, and I was just at the bar across the street from our hotel. Met the bartender, talked to him for hours. We had a great time. My mom was there.
We have some favorite places that we go, and we have found that just a few words of French really, really help. Mm-hmm. And my French is pathetic, but people are really excited about the fact that I tried.
So Daniela, yes, I would do a pit stop in Lucca. If you're gonna spend the night in Lucca. I mean, Pisa really is. You go and get the picture holding up the Leaning Tower. That's it.
And they have the worst freaking food.
Yeah, because they know they can just at least near the Leaning Tower. So be ready for that. Let's see. Oh, dang it. We got another jump. I'm sorry. So Michael asked, thank you very much for the super chat. Ever done an estancia equestrian tour in Argentina? So I actually rode horses in Argentina, and my horse, they're like, your horse has got his own ideas on things. I'm like, okay, so I'm riding. And all I say is like, look, just don't go over there because that guy will shoot you. Like the next owner. This is like the Polo Grounds or whatever. I'm like, yeah, haha, whatever. And my horse, of course, goes straight there. I'm like, what are you doing? No, am I trying to turn him? Trying to take one-handed? Nothing. Goes over there. Dude starts shooting at me. I'm like, God, let's go. Come on. It was like a freaking movie.
I just want to say this, that if
I hate horses. They try to kill me.
My husband's probably going to be somehow maimed.
Hard pass. I've been bitten by horses all around the world for no reason.
Mark,
I've had my balls smashed by horses. By all over the world.
You just told me to calm down about my children.
It's horses.
I don't care. Calm down. You're fine. I'm not going to get the dog. He's in your room.
Oh, he's in my room? Oh, I thought it was outside.
Yeah, he's just being a
Yes, always. Okay. All right, Jocelyn. Any advice on? Oh my God, people do ask this. So you know how all those Instagrams, like people ask me all the time what my skincare routine is. Here it is. Jocelyn, here's your question. Any advice for skincare? My family's taking grandma on a vacation through the Mediterranean into the Middle East and then Southeast Asia. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm a tad word. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I layer like mad. I use like an SPF 20.
Shut up, Mark.
And vitamin C, whatever, as moisturizer for the day. And then I put on Ilia. It's they have serums and different types of like foundations, if you will, but they're tinted. And they have like SPF 45 and it's with zinc. So it's a different kind of stuff. So you're getting like 2 layers plus another, whatever. And you know what? Hats, just wear hats, and honestly, hats are pretty cool, especially in Asia. In the Middle East, you'll be really good. So there you go. Did that say you ever wake up in a bed that wasn't yours?
No, you woke up in your own bed, didn't realize you were in your own bed.
Oh my God, yes. The first night we came home from Italy, no joke, y'all. I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know what woke me. Maybe one of the kids. I heard a noise, and I woke up.
Probably my snoring.
Probably.
But thank you for not ruining my aura.
I was
online.
like, God, where am I?
Brig.
I was like, this Airbnb has the same lights as our house.
Oh, you did so that, and I was like,
what? Why are we? How do they have the same? Because I have really unusual lights next to
they're
our
books.
bed. They look like books.
They're books
that are like hanging down, like open books, right? And they're really cool. And I totally was like, what is going on? How do they have my lights? I'm like, well, maybe they just found the same website on the Facebook or the Instagram.
Isn't that what you said too?
Yes. And then I went to the bathroom and I was like,
yeah, I was like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I was like, oh, this is my bathroom. It was really bad. Okay, that's it. Bari's awesome.
Yeah, Bari is great. I would go back. Go to Bari over Santorini anytime. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
so, Carlino, hello, Justin and Matt. Thank you for making these videos for our first international family trip. We took your advice and rented a house. I'm not sure we'd have gone without your help advice. Oh, thank you, Charlie or Carly. Sorry. I'm glad we could help out. Yeah, no, with the family,
the kids, it's
makes
huge.
It's a huge, especially when it's like, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Museums are closing. You're like, I don't want to go back to the hotel for 6 hours. You have that like time to like relax. Like, how many times we go and like watch Netflix with the kids or something like that, or
sometimes
give the kids
and
a break.
Also when you have kids, sometimes just chilling out is a really good thing, but you're still kind of like living the life in a different place, and it's still like an experience, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I don't know if Jocelyn has a favorite restaurant, but one thing I'll give them advice about the steps.
Huh?
The restaurants on the steps.
Oh, y'all. Okay, so when you go, actually eat at. Hang on, it's called Eat at
George's.
Hang on.
Nikos.
Stop it.
Nico.
La 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 la. Melvin's. Eat at Melvin's, I think is maybe. Anyway, that's the name of the restaurant. It was really good. We had it for lunch. But you know all the pretty little pictures and everybody's eating on the steps and blah blah blah. Okay, lovely. But like my friend and I walked up there and like it was still spring. There was still like some COVID-y stuff happening. And I was like, that's just way too many people, way too close together. And I'm not comfortable with that. And she was like, you know what? I'm really not either. I was like, let's go like a block away. So we walked literally, if you're standing at the steps and you turn to your left and go down like half a block, there's like this tiny little entryway, like almost like it looks like an alley, and they have a few little things. The restaurant was so good that the waiter was amazing. Like he took great care of us, and the drinks were incredible. And I can't remember the name of that restaurant, but it's in my Instagram somewhere. So if you follow me at Jocelyn Walters World, you'll find that. You have to scroll back a little bit. That would have been late April. So there you go. So
David asks, not sure if this is already answered, but what are your favorite cities for Christmas markets? For me, Bamberg, Regensburg, the Harz Mountains. So they were looking at Wernigerode and Quedlinburg. Dresden has a special one. Rothenburg's always fun for that kind of stuff. Yeah, those are my top ones. Also, if you go to like Salzburg or Prague, if you're going outside of Germany, those are really good. Strasbourg or Colmar in France, the Alsace regions are also very nice. So, David, like S Club 7. Wow, we're going back 25 years, are we? Huh. I can't even remember what they sang. Any updates on T-shirts? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We haven't done anything. I've got too much stuff going on. Sorry.
Yeah, we're kind of sucky on that, Thomas. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
I wonder if we have any that would fit you, because Thomas lives nearby.
Yeah. No, yeah, the one you already have. That's the only
one we have in that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're getting to our 2-hour mark. We're gonna go for about another 10-15 minutes, and we'll call it an evening because you all need to get to bed too because we all got work tomorrow. So, Travel Jack, do you think there will be lower airfare prices for what?
I'm trying to don't touch that.
Damn.
Thank you. Answer the question, damn it.
I'm trying. Do you think there will be lower airfare prices for the slow season? Yes, there will be. There always is. It will be lower. You can look now; you'll see it's already lower for those flights because people aren't flying at that time.
And people can't fly at that time because of work and stuff.
And kids are back in school,
so it makes it a lot harder. So I think that's probably a really good time to do it.
And honestly, it's literally like from January, like whatever the prices drop like the Monday after the weekend after the first of the year because people still might have that week off and they fly back. And then the prices drop that next week.
That was so convoluted. The Monday after the week after.
The Monday after the first full weekend in January.
There you go. That was so much better. This is important. Any advice on flying with young kids, especially one that has autism? Okay, first, neither of our children are autistic, so I can't really speak to that. And you know your kid better than anything. Better than anyone. So calm helps. So if you can book flights where they're able to sleep, that's really great. Make sure that you wear them out before. So like if you get that early boarding because you have young kids, here's a hint. Have like one parent go on with all the crap that you've got to put on and you stay out there. Samantha Brown just talked about this, and one of you stay outside with the kids and let them run and be the very last people on the plane and get them on there. If they are very young and they like things to drink, I don't care if your kid's 4 years old and hasn't taken a bottle in years. A bottle's not a bad thing for a kid because they suck on it and they swallow. And not pig leg porter's bourbon.
Okay.
That's not a great idea.
All right.
Although maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, back in the day, got some bad, your teeth are coming in. Oh, whiskey, grandma.
They used to put Metaxa on my gums when I was little, which might say a lot about me. Anyway, so things to drink are important so that they're swallowing, but the sucking and the swallowing together is really helpful. Give them really comfortable clothing. Be ready with a change of clothes. Yeah, Mark's like, take them in pajamas. Anything that is comfortable for them. Don't fight.
And clothes and their carry-on.
I'm getting there, Mark. Don't fight them on small stuff. You know what? You need to just like let a lot of things go when you're boarding and when you're first getting on a flight, especially as the flight goes on, it gets easier. Our kids, honest to God, you give them a device and they'll sit and play it forever. Talk to your doctor about melatonin for your children. We used to use it to keep them to help them get on schedule better and easier. We have a bunch of stuff.
Dried cherries
have natural
Coca-Cola.
Melatonin in them. We always take extra underwear. Like no joke, I have a pair of extra underwear in my purse right now because it just stays there.
And not just for the kids, but
for me.
I have mine.
If you have ever had a missed flight or anything else, you want clean underwear. So keeping things as calm as possible. We have a video on it, And listen, if you have any other questions, will you just DM me? Because I have lots of advice for it and lots more thoughts. So DM me at Jocelyn Walters World on Instagram.
And David, no, you cannot put the kids in the cargo hold with the dogs.
And you know why? I've met a lot more adults that need to go in the damn cargo hold than my children.
So trick or John, I love horses. They taste like beef. Actually, if you have pasizada de caval, which is basically like a stewed horse.
It's really good.
It's in Verona, also in Puglia as well. In Italy, it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
And don't freak out about that. Those horses are raised kind of like we raise cattle and pork. So best year. Oh, springtime in Paris.
Anytime in Paris is gonna be great. Don't worry. Yes, springtime in Paris. But we went in
Oh,
November.
that's why there's the song April in Paris. I should not sing April in Paris.
Funny thing is, she's saying April in Paris. We've been to Paris in November, December, multiple times. January, February, May, June, July, August, September, October.
The only time I've been to Paris.
You haven't been was in April.
I haven't.
So who did you go?
No, I did with Lori and Laura.
Oh,
My sister and my friend. We went and
You did.
That's why it was just so damn easy because that's it.
All right. Oh, they did the jump.
Oh, balls.
Alex asks, how do you deal with long international flights? I never sleep, so it doesn't really matter for me.
I have wine immediately as soon as they come by with the wine and melatonin. The other thing I do is I order a gluten-free meal, which I'm kind of gluten-free-ish anyway. I'm gluten light anyway. I'm very careful about it because I look like I'm 7 months pregnant if I eat much.
Which is odd. It really is. Like, I'm like, oh my God, you look like, not like me, but like almost like me.
So anyway, I order a gluten-free meal. And when you order, if you order a specialized meal, it comes first. So you get it first. And if you eat first and you drink first, then you sleep better. Okay.
Thanks, Allison. And you're doing awesome, by the way. I love all your updates on your travels. Katie, we have like 10 LA videos right now. East of LA, East of California, Shocks, Jones, Beverly Hills, I think I have a Venice Beach one, Hollywood. So we got lots of stuff.
Yep. Okay.
Tasia, should we carry euros or is a credit card's fine? Make sure it's MasterCard or Visa and let them know before you go.
Although I didn't have trouble with my Amex. You had a lot more problems than me. It's because I was just buying clothes and they were like, this lady's buying so many clothes, we're going to let her use whatever she wants.
Could be. Oh, that's all it really is. Ramon, advice for travel while young, 18, early 20s, on a budget. Okay, so go, travel. But here's the thing. Your destination, where you go, is going to have the biggest impact on your cost. For example, when I was young, I did a lot of South America, Central America travel, like Latin America, because it was so much cheaper. That's why you see a lot of people go to Southeast Asia. Yeah, the ticket is more, but once you're there, you save so much. I mean, I was in Bolivia spending 50 cents a night on hostels. Like, you can go forever on that. Like, I got a scholar. I was studying abroad in Argentina. I got $6,000 scholarship. I saw all of South America and had money to take home because it's so much cheaper. So that's one thing I want to think of. So don't do like Northern Europe or like, I would say even like Middle Europe and up. Like, do Southern Europe. You're going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more affordable. You're going to go a lot more places. So do Latin America. Like that would be my big thing. Like, that's what I tell my kids. I'm like, look, go where you can afford to go.
Katie's like, shout out to Jocelyn for the women's health video. So this is something I want you ladies
share that video.
Not just that. Well, yes, share the video because we need to start talking about these things. So I would like for you to write. It would be best if you DM'd me on Instagram. That's where I see stuff fastest. But if you have questions about that kind of stuff, whether, it's tampons or how your period goes or having a baby abroad or whatever, I would love to start answering those questions. I don't have those questions anymore. I feel like I've done this for so long that like I forget the things that threw me off in the beginning, right? So if you have questions or if you've experienced something, let me know. Okay, that's it. I have hiccups.
All right. So we've been on for a little over 2 hours.
I have hiccups.
Hey, if you could give us a thumbs up, like boom, give that thumbs up, give us up, not the down. We'd really appreciate it because we're gonna finish off here in a little bit because Caleb's doing summer school, so we got to take him at 7:00 in the morning. And apparently, whiskey goes down really easy. I forgot how good whiskey tastes on Whiskey Wednesday. Actually, it tastes good all the time.
Because it tastes different tonight than it does on a different night.
Y-
You haven't had whiskey in a minute.
No, I was in Italy for 6 weeks.
I know. All we drank was wine and prosecco.
Yeah, and I drank beer. I had beer.
I didn't drink.
Oh, I had Salmiakki Kosta in Lithuania or in Finland. That was horrible. God, that's nothing like drinking liquid black salted liquor.
This is the only whiskey I've had in months because I'm like really addicted to John Collins. You should totally look at this because it's really good. Bye,
Don't you have a video on that?
Yeah.
Go to Walter's Leeds. Look up John Collins. John has a video on that.
It's one of my favorite summer drinks.
So, wait, like my favorite professor. Thank you. I really appreciate it. A little hello, fellow travelers for the road. Yes. So a little hello, fellow travelers for the road. Thank you for all the likes, the super chats, the stickers, the questions. We really appreciate it. It's nice to be back on here talking with you all. It's really fun. We've missed you.
It's been a minute.
It has. Like we've been traveling. So just so you know, in terms of like our other channels, so on the Walter's World Shorts, literally is Walter's World Shorts. That's all it is. We have every day we put out like a minute or less video, like of a travel advice for a destination or just little things you don't think of. We have those we're putting out. Also on there, we do Walter's Walks. So when we go to a city, we actually do a live walk around to show you the city when we go there. So we're going to be going out to Maine here soon, and so we'll be filming out there. So there's some like fun things to do there, and also that's where our reviews are going to go. So if it's like travel product reviews, that'll be on that channel. Walter's World Eats starting this fall. We're going to be doing videos it was going to be every 2 weeks, but now it's going to be every Sunday. There will be a food travel video. So what to eat in like Italy, what to eat in Spain, what to eat when you're in, I don't know, Illinois. Like we're going to have those out there and other videos coming out. So you can check it out on Walter's World Eats, which used to be the Simply Jocelyn channel. So we're going to do that to kind of get some more stuff out there to help people travel more. If you want to see, if you're on Instagram or TikTok, you can see us at Walter's World or at Jocelyn Walter's World on Instagram. We have those things. So we have all kinds of things to help out travelers because we started to see there was a lot more. There's a lot of fun stuff out there on Instagram and TikTok on travel, but not a lot of it's actually helpful. It's funny, but it's not really helpful. So we want to make sure we're helping people out. So Philip, thank you very much for the super chat, Philippe. We really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thanks, dear.
So
Brian, you missed a bunch of stuff. We let's summarize. We talked about the craziness that's happening with the delays and the cancellations, et cetera, about the 5-minute mark. At the 20-minute mark, we talked about ETIAS, the visa that we're going to have if you're outside Europe, Schengen. If you're outside Schengen that you'll have to have. There's just a lot of stuff in the first 30 minutes, Brian, is where you're going to get like that nitty gritty. Tons of really good questions tonight. Y'all have you put it over the top tonight. Thank you for great questions. I hope that I know we didn't get to nearly enough, but do let us know if you have other stuff that we can help you out with.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, great job. Thanks for what you do. What are your thoughts on New Kansas City Airport? I don't know. I got to go check it out because it's I was there years ago and they're like, it'll be done. I'm like, I'm waiting. Night, Betty. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Very nice. Oh, Trisha, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's super nice of you. Thank you.
Why was everyone that one? Why was everyone saying shut up, Mark? Because
so during COVID, we were doing these Whiskey Wednesdays. We did it for 3 or 4 months straight. 3 months straight? March, April, May, June. So almost 4 months straight.
Fortunately, our liquor store wasn't closed down.
Yeah, and so it was a kind of a joke. It's like, shut up, Mark, and then you'd have to drink because she'd say it so much. So we actually had T-shirts where hashtag shut up, Mark.
He got a little tipsy sometimes, and I was like, shut up, Mark.
Yeah, it wasn't because I was tipsy. You just wanted me to shut up.
Yeah. Oh, Travel Jack says hashtag bring back Whiskey Wednesday. All right, y'all. This has been awesome, and I have missed you, and I'm so glad to done this tonight. So thanks for making Wednesday awesome.
Yeah, so we will leave you now. We wish you all the best. Thank you, everybody, for all the questions. I know we didn't get to everything. You always can write us. We do what we can. We will try to be doing it starting in the fall. Actually, probably starting in August. We're going to try to do at least one Whiskey Wednesday a month to answer travel questions. I know now it's the summer, so we might do some more in August and through July to help people out with their travel questions because there's so much going on. But as we go through the fall, we're going to at least have one a month to have for these lives so you can bring your questions and we can try to help people travel better. So thank you for letting us be a part of your travels. I know it seems silly, but knowing that we can help other people travel makes me feel like we're traveling a little bit too with you. So have a great time traveling. I want to say thank you to everybody. Hit that like button before you go. But honestly, you all are awesome. And we just want to say thank you for all that you've done for us. So all the best and bye from the library.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.